Consistent self-improvement, everybody.
You are tuned in to American gypC Podcast. I'm your host, gypC, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Klaccik.
And we have several people here today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We're going to start with you, Louis. Go ahead.
I'm Luis. Nice to be here again. I'm here with a couple of my friends here.
I'm Eddie. Sup.
I am David.
Sorry about that.
Hi, David.
As he gets smacked in the face with a mic.
So, this is a great celebration for us, the most people we've had in the studio at one time, and this is going to be an amazing recording.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Woohoo!
We still have to.
I love that.
Still have to put our programs.
It doesn't get old.
There.
I love that.
So, Louis.
Oh, yeah. So I was telling you guys. Yeah. So me and David came over the other day, and me and my daughter's looking out the window and looking at this. Saved a man's life from getting shot by the police.
What?
Yeah. So, you know, downstairs, there was some tweaker. It was crazy. I just hear a guy like, you know, stick your hands out the car. And there's a policeman behind his door with his hand on his gun. He didn't have it drawn out, but the guy was acting crazy. Like he was totally on meth. He was totally a tweaker. Wow. And like, all these other cars, right? All these other cars just start showing up, all these cop cars, and they start coming out with just loaded. Just one big fat white guy comes out and he's got a shotgun and he's like, you know, like just grabs the, you know, just
ready for action.
Ready. And I just yelled down there. I was like, hey guys, I got kids up here. And the guy who was running the show, he's like, all right, fellas, we're going to scale it back now. And like, it was weird. Bad. And then they were just like, they were like, you know, they stopped rushing him or like going, they rushed him slowly, but they stopped moving forward and they just started chilling it back. And the guy gets on the top of the car, like the roof of the car, and starts just like, kill me. And I'm like, oh my God, no. And luckily,
I'm like, no, I have kids up here. Don't kill him.
But that, he just ran off and they just tackled him right there a yard or two away, you know. But the fact that the officer that was running the show, what he said was, okay, we're going to scale it back. I was like, okay, they're going to kill him, or they would have killed him, you know? They would have got him. And like, they would have, I think I saved his life.
I'm sure he'll never know, but
saved his life.
Yeah, it's just even period for you to just say, you know, we need to tone it down a little bit.
You just send him a package.
As far as because of the kids, you know, just, hey, I got kids up here. So, hey, keep that in mind.
That even matter though?
It probably did. Where you are.
It probably did.
Where you are, it probably did.
It probably did, yeah.
Yeah, because I think here, I can tell even
if somebody had kids, they would be like,
well, no,
whatever.
When I'm street performing, I notice that things are taken into consideration. Even though stuff could be crazy, I still notice that certain things are taken into consideration when it comes to like a person losing it or just kind of acting out there and they walk over towards me. The security, they tone it down.
Yeah, but just that, I guess just that thing that he said, I was like, he had just decided, okay, we're not going to kill this guy. You know, like that's just what I got through my head. Like,
I wouldn't say,
it made that big difference. Like, hey, I got kids up here, so hey, my kids are going to say what they saw, period.
Jesus, at one point it was so scary. So, you know, cops are in the street. The man is up against the curb, you know, with his car, and the cops got guns drawn on him, and there's people on the other side, and the cops are like, "Get out of the way! You're in the line of fire." Yeah. So they were already like gonna shoot. Like, it was funny. Wow. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it wasn't funny. But.
Same thing happened right outside, actually, like a few days ago, not even a week ago. Basically, a bunch of people were there's a bunch of cops outside, and I was looking out the window. I was in the kitchen, and I was like, why are there so many cops out here? I'm not. And I think one of them did have a gun that I'm not used to seeing cops carry. So I'm like, okay, there's a lot of police. I'm not used to that in this quiet corner. But I noticed, I think the guy saw me, and I had a camera on me. So it's like they kind of started dialing it back, like you said. So I think it does make him think when, people are watching. Or
I think I saved a man's life.
I think even just to not, from what's going on right now, I could still say some things are maybe just not to traumatize anything extra, just not to go too extra into the bullshit that we already have going on.
Right.
And yeah, that's period. Just like what you
Yeah,
said.
no,
the key thing you said was, hey guys, I have kids up here.
Yeah.
And that's taken into consideration.
Right.
Even when I'm out there, I think twice before putting my vape up to my mouth if there's some kids looking at me. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And that's people. So they're human. They have to think about it as well. So it helped.
Yeah,
Definitely helped.
I didn't want to bring up the topic. It's just something that happened,
Yeah.
How come all the fun stuff happens at your house, dude?
because I live in the funnest kind of area.
That's cool.
Downtown LA has some fun things about it. I could actually go street perform and come back here and have a story for every single day. And it's usually positive. It could be positive. Because I still go out there and street perform.
I love downtown. Downtown's
So
nostalgic.
how long, you're originally born from here?
California.
Born and raised.
Yeah. Well, no, I was born in Spain, but I was raised in California.
Nobody's from here.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself. Formally introduce
I
yourself.
know, like we got to
Yeah, are
go
you
through
from
the
there?
intros.
Yeah, David's a true corn-fed.
Born and raised.
Corn raised.
Born and raised.
That wonderful GMO
Right.
corn.
Kind of introduce yourself and let them know what you do. And
Well, up until now, I'm doing several things, but up until November of last year, I closed escrow on a hobby that started in a garage and then turned into a full-fledged brewery and winery for 15, 16 years. And so a passion that I love to make wine. I'm a winemaker, pretty much, a brewer and a winemaker. And that's how I met Louis. So in the course of the years, I've met a lot of quality people. I've networked with a lot of people. But now I'm just kind of, we're working on a couple other things.
And you made, when you were selling wine, you made the wines that you sold?
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
your own
So-
brand? Okay.
So I started making 5 gallons of Merlot in my garage because, I had quit my 19-year job as a finance manager. And then I said, what am I going to do with myself? And one day I just started Googling how to make wine. And I made 5 gallons of Merlot. And after 30 days, I tasted it. It was crappy, so I threw it in the backyard. I did it again. And I'm a perfectionist, so I'm like, I did it again and threw it away. I did it again. So 6 months later, 5 batches later, I went back to the drawing board and I started Googling what's wrong with what am I doing wrong? And I wasn't doing anything wrong. After 30 days, it's done fermenting. You just got to put it in a different container and then let it condition out. So I was throwing away good wine. I just wasn't giving it enough time to mellow out. It was very acidic. So yeah, that taught me a lesson. Read the instruction manual completely. before you do anything. So yeah, that got me started on making wine. All of a sudden, my 2-car garage turned into a laboratory. I got so much passion for making it. I actually went to Davis and did the enology program. And enology is the science of making alcohol with anything. And vidology, which is the growing of grapes and any type of vinifera.
Okay, one more time. What was that?
Enology
last word.
and vidology. Vidology is the science, agriculture pretty much. And enologist is a scientist that makes alcohol. So UC Davis is known for the university that teaches all the Napa kids how to make wine for their parents, So yeah, and that led to me having to expand out of the garage because it was illegal to have more than 200 gallons of alcohol in your house. And I became the first bonded winery and brewery garage in California.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
To this date,
funny.
it is the official only winery brewery bonded garage.
What does that mean, bonded?
Well, in order for you to have a winery or make wine, you have to be bonded, insured.
Oh, gotcha.
So the federal government regulates you because they want their taxes on each gallon that you make of alcohol.
Okay.
And so there's alcohol tax, and there's resale tax, and then there's other kind of taxes. But government wants their piece. And so in order for you to make a wine specifically in the States, you have to ask for permission for wine. But I found out for beer, you didn't have to. You're just notifying them that you're going to make beer. But they kind of treat it the same way because they're the old, what's his name from that movie? He's Elliot Ness, if you remember. The old laws were they were busting Al Capone for all the alcohol he was making.
Prohibition laws.
So they are still the same laws. They haven't changed. And so that being said, for wineries, you need to have a bond and you need to pay taxes and you need to be insured. So, yeah, long story short, fast forward, full-fledged urban winery and brewery combined, vegan, organic, combined in Covina, California. And, yeah, November I closed escrow to a Japanese corporation. And they're running it now under the name of Nova Brewing Company. But the actual facility when it started was Rev Winery and Brewery, Inc., which... I had the honor of having my main man over here play. I don't listen to too many people play, but let me tell you, when there's classic music involved, I'm in the corner right there just mesmerized.
And that's the trifecta for those who listen in and remember from the first episode, I think it was the second episode with Luis, on how we met and how I performed at the brewery. This is the owner of that brewery. So this is how you're seeing the growth of American Gypsy Podcast come together, even just from the history of my street performing to networking to just the building within the 3 years that we've been here.
That's legit.
Yeah. Then the business he grew, and then the thing that I've been doing, formatting the shows forever.
Oh yeah, Louis. He became a critical component of pretty much all the entertainment. I mean, at one point I was like, you just take over that because I don't want nothing to do with it. And it's not that I don't like it. I've grown with music. I've learned. I was forced to play violin, piano, bass, guitar, flamenco, and all that by my mom. Bless her heart. And out of that, I've learned a passion for like classical music and deep metal, speed metal, all kinds of music. Everything has something to it. So I'm a big fan of classical music. I got to tell you that though.
Yeah, it's being here in LA has been very productive for us, and I could say even just within the 3 years. What's the speed that you, as far as from the time you've been here to the goals that you've had? And
I'll use Rev as an example. I've opened many different businesses, and then through people that ask for my help, I've opened up many businesses through them, which I've never collected a part of because I believe in helping other people start off, become prosperous, and that alone is a reward. So as for timing, there's two types of businesses. The one that just automatically syncs up, and usually that's the one that I like what I'm doing. I have a passion for it, and I don't see it as work. I see it as kind of like waking up in the morning, taking a shower, doing breakfast, your routine, because I love it so much. That kind of business blows up overnight. And what I mean by overnight, 5 months, 6 months, a year, but no more than that. Then there's other businesses which are like something that you kind of like to do, but the money, you're only doing it for the money, and the passion's not there. So you're only like kind of like semi giving your energy. Well, those businesses usually take, 3 to 5 years to 6 years maybe. But with Rev, that was overnight. I mean, literally in the course of 1 year, I went from a garage to a 3,000 square foot warehouse with probably $600,000 worth of equipment. I mean, it costs money to open that type of business, but it also pays back. But yeah, that business was pretty quick. So anything in life that's worth doing that pays you back a little bit of money will be fast, and anything that's really worth it, where it pays you back in the thousands of dollars, won't be overnight. It'll be kind of like a progressive learning a curve, because if everyone could do it, then everyone would be doing it.
Right.
So usually what happens is when you're doing that kind of passion, there's going to be some resistance. There's a little bit of resistance, but then when you overcome those challenges, then you move on to the next one. You honing your skills, kind of like, where Kobe's always practicing. I mean, he's good, right? Why does he practice every day? Because he's honing his skills every day. And that's kind of like the same thing with business.
So when you first went into it, your mindset, what were some of the things, because
just do
even
it.
just like with this,
It's a just do it.
It's 24 hours a day on my brain. It's something
thing.
that's there, right?
My thing is, I always tell people, it's just, if you have an idea, if you have a passion, you have a goal, don't ask anyone. Don't get anyone's opinion. Just do it. And what I mean by that is just get up and go do it. Fall on your face. That's how I learned how to make my first batch of good wine. I just kept doing it, and I didn't ask. So I spent the first 6 months just falling on my face.
They kept throwing it away.
Just throwing it away, man. I won't do that again. But so that taught me a critical lesson. Obviously, is I don't look back and say I wish I would have done it differently. I like the idea of falling on my face so that I learned the negative part of it, and then I knew not to do that again. So that gets scratched off, and I'll move on to the next theory to try. And so it's a passion of love. You got to keep doing it.
yeah, to practice failure and to be able to get up and keep doing it again.
And the more you do it, the sharper you get. It's sort of like, so I have a good friend. He's a drill instructor, and he used to, when they're training, he used to always make the analogy that you need to want what you're doing so much in comparison to when you're in the beach drowning. I don't know if you've ever drowned. I've actually drowned a couple times.
Well, my oldest brother saved me before.
Okay, so you know that feeling that when you're grasping for that last breath?
Well, I wasn't drowning, but
Scared.
I jumped in and he knew I already couldn't swim.
okay.
He's like, "Man, get out of there!
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
There's a feeling. There's
Yes.
a feeling that comes over you at that one critical moment where you know that you're gonna hit with all your strength to get one more breath of air, but you know that's gonna be your last one, and that extra push is what he told me to do with everything I do in life. So everything I do in life is I either do it or don't do it. But if I'm doing it like if it's the last breath I need to take, and that always motivates me to just do it. Yeah. Sorry, Nike, I'm borrowing your statement.
But even just to, I know it's to a lot of people, it's easier said than done. Even for me, I could sit here and just know, even from what I'm doing.
Don't make me reach out and choke you, because I always hear that, and I beg to differ on that.
But that's what they would say. Like I said, that's what people that's listening would say that.
Right.
Even though, of course, I'm there with you. I know, like, from just having to put this up on the wall, I still, give a lot of praise to my father, who was a carpenter.
Nice.
And even to understand, some of the pros and the cons that come with life. What I had to think, the mindset to get this up, to even think the cuts and the measurements and how I wanted to do it, because we made it to where we can pull it off and put it back on.
I walked in here, and the first thing I noticed was that.
Yeah.
And I got to give you my thoughts on it, because what you're just saying right now, it just makes so much sense. I'm ADHD, so I'm counting lines. I'm noticing that you actually went in patterns, which is kind of cool.
Well, we want to put lights in between. So
I was kind of figuring that out.
For
Yeah,
color.
I kind of figured that out. The whole thing it's awesome. I mean,
But
you put your
even-
mind to something and you do it.
But even just to do it, the amount of brain power that it took. And I had to think about my father, that he's been a carpenter most of his life.
That's
and
awesome.
That's, to juggle 3 jobs in a day, know what cuts you need to do, know what parts you need to get from this over here. Yeah, he writes stuff down, of course, but you're not interested in thinking about nothing else.
Right.
You can't, your brain really
love
is not
carpenters.
even, to think about it, even every day.
It's an
for
art.
one thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even, information come in, it's just, it's gone. It's like, no, I couldn't, I didn't miss it. Give it to me again, because that had to have been high. I mean, my pops has a reputation of, he's
He's awesome.
channel vision. That's what he's been. One of the best carpenters of all time.
That
I've
mesmerizes
ever
me.
met.
Let me tell you, I've seen carpenters work, and I could sit there all day just watching them.
Carpenters are amazing.
Yeah.
And I could say this, just like I said, from that experience, and I know it sounds funny, but he and a lot of other carpenters don't give a fuck. For anybody listening, carpenters don't have enough time in their brain to give a fuck. I'm sure most people whose parents are a carpenter, they probably think about it like, now it makes sense. Just thinking about everything, they probably don't give a fuck about nothing. Kindest people in the world too.
Yep.
But yeah, they you can't calculate that.
Well, so I come from that kind of like work. Anybody that has to deal with like, I call them like high frequency work, numbers and like calculations and stuff, and then having that in your head without, writing it down. Most of us don't write anything down.
Yeah.
That makes us really like pissed off sometimes at people, or hard to deal with, or makes other people hard to deal with,
Yeah.
Like I try not to bring that into my kids when I'm with my kids, is my dickheadedness from that like I'm being honest, I coming from a place where there's a high frequency of, when you work with numbers, when there's it's like
it's a whole nother.
You're kind of in tune with something that's not. It's external and it's kind of abstract. You know what I mean? It's like your brain's trying to keep it together. Like you said, you're keeping it together. Like, holy shit. People are really good at keeping it together. I'm not. I have to write shit down, but like most people don't, like you said.
Actually, I would say a lot of people do and probably should write things down.
Coming back to my to my notorious date book.
Date book.
Not dates, not like girls.
Date
I
book.
thought you meant the date book.
No, I always talk about
Obviously,
my
we know
my
him well enough,
my
right?
schedule book. My schedule book.
We only ask because we never know when you're actually talking about dates or talking about other things.
No, we'll
Always
be,
thinking about the honeys.
we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine in that department.
So every time we're together somewhere, it just so happens that I show up, he's already there, or he shows up and I'm already there.
But I don't have a beard anymore.
I know. So it's
It's
funny.
Oh,
'Cause
you
I
said
know it
last
looked
week,
different.
Well, people
I'm
would
growing
come
mine
in-
now.
Yeah.
So I used to go
I'm
to
in
his
scruffy
place,
mode.
and then they'd be like, "Eddie, what's up?" Like they start talking to me about stuff, and I'd be like,
Yeah, you guys do look alike.
"Like it's weird."
Yeah.
It can't be unseen. Can't be unseen.
So everyone thinks I'm him, and everyone that sees him thinks it's me. So
No, but the weird part is that people have known me for years in Pomona, and you'll still show up somewhere, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, okay, like." It's Eddie that's over there now. You just walked in the room now again.
Downtown, people keep calling him an asshole.
actually, no, it's the opposite because he's always calling people assholes. So I'm the nice guy. So everyone's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?"
being an asshole all the time.
So it always cracks me up that I find that very amusing, and that's how we met. Apparently, we're brothers. I asked my father if I actually had a brother, and he denies it. But now looking at Louis, I don't know. I'm gonna have to have my dad meet you.
Mijo.
So you say you're from Spain.
Yeah, I was born in Mulas, Spain.
What is that like?
Country. I was there till I was 9 years old, and I'm the only male out of 3 sisters. And yeah, big fiasco with the family. Apparently, Spaniards don't get along with Mexicans. I guess that's a thing back then. So my dad's from Mexico, my mom's from Spain.
So like Earth is such a clusterfuck.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's not all this racism that's going on is not new.
Monster.
It is not new at all.
I know it's
Yeah.
not new.
And it's even worse among your own culture, which drives me nuts because I can't.
Oh God, yeah!
I
Don't
can't.
even get me started.
I can't figure that concept out. It's like how.
Look, the aliens are looking
Yeah.
back like, what do you mean you're all one culture?
What is going on with your self-hate? Children of carbon.
This show is amazing. I love Earth. This is the best show.
I'm sure someone's watching and having fun. So yeah, that's how they they ran away. They got married in secret. Blah blah blah. So I guess I'm a child of.
So your parents were.
My dad's from Mexico and my mom's from Spain. Both U.S. citizens. Obviously, they got their papers a long time ago, and because of that, being born abroad, which means I'm a national of that country, and then I'm also a national of the United States. Yeah, anyone that's born to two citizens abroad is automatically a U.S. citizen. Which so 9 years old.
I did not know that. How did that work? How does that work?
Wait.
I think that only
Oh,
works
yeah.
for certain countries.
If you're traveling, per se, let's say
Definitely only
say-
works for certain.
So I was an anchor baby. So I was
okay.
born here, even though my family lived in Ethiopia.
okay. Well, so if you're two U.S. citizens,
It's not
First-
citizen. I mean, they weren't citizens.
no, I understand that,
Yeah.
but hypothetically
Oh,
speaking, if
gotcha,
you're
gotcha.
both you are citizens and you're traveling right now, you pregnant, obviously you're traveling and you end up in China, but before your flight back, you have the baby there. Well, your baby born out of two citizens is automatically a U.S.
Yeah,
citizen.
you're a citizen.
It's
You're a
weird that-
U.S. national, basically. in
Yeah,
a different
it's weird
country
that
with
you
a
said
baby.
China because I have a friend in China that basically
pregnant?
two
Is she
citizens.
pregnant?
No, two citizens that they did have a baby in
Okay.
China.
I hope what
so
I'm
that's
saying is
kind of-
right. Just talking out of my ass.
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
they can request, and then so that was that's interesting. It's been fun because it gives you all these rights. I actually have rights to European education. I have rights to American education, and so after 9 years old, I guess the family reconciled, and grandfather wanted to see me, and flew the whole family over to Mexico, which I grew up there till I was 13, going on 14, no 13. Then my parents decided to come to the States, and I spent the rest of my life, except for the latter part of the year, because I've been traveling back and forth now. But my whole life has just pretty much been here. Yeah,
That is dope.
I've traveled a lot. So yeah, and that's kind of like how I grew up. My mom, by the way, is a teacher, retired teacher, retired from kinder care Head Start.
And what's your favorite place you've traveled so far?
I say I have a other than obviously Spain, I have a big infatuation with Mexico right now.
Really?
Yeah, Baja,
I've
especially
never been to
Baja,
Mexico.
Rosarito.
Okay.
It's like literally like less than 3 hours from here.
You're the second person to tell me about that.
So picture, yeah, I don't know.
Man, I gotta.
In the States, I don't know if they have anything
Renew my
like
passport.
compared to TJ. Is there? It's a border town, so you're gonna have like,
Like Sodom and Gomorrah. So what do we
yeah.
have here in
I mean,
US?
downtown TJ is kind of like raw. It's like being downtown LA, but when it comes to Rosarito, that's more of it's a beach city, so a lot of tourism there. A lot of people just enjoying themselves from California. Most of the time, I bump into people that I've seen here over there,
Doing what?
just party.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's a coastal city. You can-
yeah, it's on the beach.
That's how I feel about when I travel. I'll be like in New York. I never go to New York. when I've been in New York, you know,
my
like
suburbs in New York.
if
yeah.
no, okay, San
Yeah.
Francisco. I go to San Francisco. You know,
It's like New York.
I'll go to San Francisco and then I'll see a bunch of people from here, but I won't see anybody I know from the city. In San Francisco, you know, just
see everybody
see a bunch
else
of
from
tourists from
somewhere
LA partying like at a
Like-
bar or
like you're at
something.
home.
Assholes,
Stay home.
Like, stay home, stay home.
Stay home.
Let me travel.
They have great seafood over there. So
Best.
San Francisco is known for their seafood and lobster, you know, chowder and all that. And you go to Rosarito. I'm doing a plug for like I guess Baja right now. You go to Rosarito and you can buy the same lobster that you pay $25 over here for. You can buy two of them over there for like $20.
Don't want to get me started in Peru. Okay, so yeah, so that brings him to you should plug what you're doing.
Yeah,
you
'cause-
should plug what you're doing. I want
Okay,
to know.
so-
we definitely want you to explain your T-shirt production. Or
I think
no?
that's what he
Oh,
said.
my
That's
bad.
I'll let David jump in on that one.
I tuned out for a second. Sorry about that. It was the margarita.
But I will start off when let's start off where after I sold Rev, obviously.
Okay.
So now the check's cleared. It's been sitting in the bank. It's February. All of a sudden, there's a shutdown. Being that I'm in finance, I decided to do something. I can't just sit at home eat Cheetos. So I ended up studying. I'm at one exam away from getting my broker's license for real estate, because I wanted to get that license. And then I've been buying properties. I've been buying lots, empty lots in Baja, and building 3-story properties on them that I Airbnb. So kind of like building my portfolio to retire. And I'm also looking at a couple restaurants. One of which is in Pomona. Hopefully, David and I are partnering up on that to open up a vegan restaurant. It's an expansion of another restaurant we already have, which is a vegan restaurant.
So excited for that.
And so
It's in town.
Yeah, it'll be like craft beer, craft wine, some craft wines from local, and some vegan, food. Plus, we also do regular meats as well. We don't just cater to one side. Yeah, okay. And then David here is obviously gonna be part of that, and along with his T-shirt business that he just started off. I think we started talking about this early before they got here.
Yeah, you were telling us a little bit about it. But.
David has a passion for silkscreen printing. Now, I didn't mention this, but my parents owned a printing company here and then one in Mexico. So that's one of the main reasons why they came over here. But back in those days, it was silkscreen printing, which was like ink transfer. It wasn't like what I see nowadays with printers. But it was a business that he had for 30 years. So I grew up in the textile industry. I worked with Lorber. I worked with Oshkosh Bagosh as a kid. I know how to talk their lingo, but it's not something I ever thought of going back into. I mean, when David and I got together and we're looking at what he wants, his idea, and I was like, I don't want to go in silkscreen printing. I had these bad ideas from my childhood, slave driven by pops for $100 a week, which is probably illegal. But so that David kind of helped me out a lot. So I've overcome that anxiety of not liking silkscreen printing, and I actually have a passion for it. I'm trying to figure out what designs to make, so we can move forward.
Yeah, it's T-shirts. Everybody gonna always need shirts.
Yeah,
and
T-shirts are cool.
It's a tedious business. We started off with a vinyl cutter, so we used to do the vinyls and do it ourselves. And
how do I know that?
Kind of built cool. With it. And when we moved from D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, we basically sold everything that we couldn't fit in the car, and what really actually just threw away a lot of stuff as well, and just drove over what we had. So that was the printing equipment we sold. As soon as we got here, we got a heat press, but it's like timing wise.
Yeah,
we just printed up our first shirts. Some of these first shirts.
I love the shirts. Thank you for the shirt.
2 months ago.
Thanks for the purple. It's my favorite color. So thanks for the shirt.
I've adopted it.
No, he's just taking care of it because I'm gonna beat his ass up if he don't give it back.
So it's just like our first time. Like we've had the machine, but we're just now getting to print up shirts. As far as getting to where we need it, or even it's a
on
good
demand.
time.
Yeah.
Because even with me street performing, I've only been street performing since maybe like last August.
Love the music, man. Love your music.
Appreciate it.
You have a passion. I can't believe that's your voice singing.
Oh yeah. A lot of people, a lot of
Isn't
people
that different,
haven't
though?
heard it.
I love it.
Also, you're a singer.
Yeah, I do everything.
Dude, you
man,
gotta-
as far
you
as
gotta
when it
hear
comes to
I know,
music, yeah.
His vocals
First
on
time
this.
meeting you,
What song was that?
People, so
Appreciate
I
it,
don't know
man.
the
You had
background.
a song on that I was listening to. What
Yeah, it
was
was "Girl, Hurry Up." It's
okay.
the latest single released
play?
in March,
Nice.
April.
Can you play a little bit?
Yeah, plug it. Yeah,
Plug it,
it's
let
great.
me hear it.
And it's actually not what we know him from, though. That's the thing. It's a way different.
His voice is way different.
Where do you record here? Or where?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a recording
Oh, I
studio
see.
first. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's what you have the sound deadening material.
Isn't
Well,
it,
actually, we just did this. That
Yeah, I
ball,
saw that.
Chaotica Eyeball, is an awesome. My bad. Chaotica Eyeball is an awesome ball, and it basically does all of this. Yeah, noise reduction.
no plugs unless you're getting paid.
You don't need to do the whole room.
That's good.
No plugs unless getting paid.
Is that what they call it? The eyeball?
Yeah, chaotica
Chaotica
eyeball. Yeah.
Chaotic eyeball, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, you better send something.
I'm looking at your direction.
Send some love.
They've upgraded their eyeballs as well since last time. So I was thinking about we would maybe get some for all our mics, but it didn't happen.
That's cool.
Calling you out, sponsors. We want to use your stuff. These microphones are up pretty badass.
Oh, okay. It's my bad. Okay, here we go. Oh, my darling, kiss me right in the eye, free falling, free falling, amazing grace, amazing, how sweet the sound that keeps calling, love's the most beautiful I've ever seen, and I'm all in. A lifelong beautiful best friend till the end. I love you. I'm in a rush to say I do to you. Baby, get on out here, girl. Come on, I'm in a rush to say I do to you, baby. Get on out here, girl. Come on. I'm in a rush to say I do to you, baby. Get on out here, girl. Hurry up. This was a freestyle.
I like that. Can't believe that's your voice.
Who plays that?
That's it?
You know?
Everything is me. Vocals, all of
For
it.
our audience,
I did everything.
for our audience,
everything.
It's the first time David's meeting Klaccik for the first time. We've all worked together before.
I'm in a rush to say I do to you, baby. Get on out of town. I'm in a rush to say I do to you, baby. Get on down this alley. I'm in a rush to say I do to you, baby. Get on down this alley, girl.
That's nice.
I like that ending, yeah.
And it's wedding music.
That's what I was gonna say. Is this your proposal song?
It's just more. I actually released this year, but the video, the lyric video, is our wedding video. It's basically a compilation of.
That's pretty cool.
Remix.
I miss those days, man.
Oh my god.
That
yeah.
is. And that's
Cups just spilling alcohol, just
that's
spilling
how
all over
it
the
was
floor
supposed
everywhere.
to be, you know. And
Yeah.
I would respect it. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. That's the remix because that's traditional hip hop. That is, we don't get that the same way to where you can do a legit remix to
Some
a
busted
song.
ass break.
It's
Then some busted ass break that fucking flew out of nowhere. Just shit, that's dope.
Yeah,
It's like they just kicked in your window. Boom.
This is dope.
it's like
Yeah.
everything now is
The busted out break
a
slap.
different game. I love it. I love it. I definitely appreciate the energy here. We got to keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I'm like, is that his voice? Sounding like Keith Sweat.
Different. It's different though.
It changes every song.
Raspy
though.
Keith Sweat, dude.
It does. It changes
Yeah, it
most
sounds
songs though.
different every
Because I'm a music producer, so basically, it's a different control. I know a lot of people are used to industry music. It's a collective group of people. A lot of times, we've as a music industry have gotten away from one person touching the music and you're getting just what that one person touched versus
That's cool.
what a collective is. You're getting
This is sort of like
different people.
craft music.
Did you master it yourself?
It's just craft.
It's
everything
not
right now.
technically mastered, but
Oh, it's-
I mixed it and
That's
made it
clean.
sound the best that I could
I
sound.
know a
Sounds
guy.
good.
And then,
But by the way,
Yeah.
David comes from a family of
Yeah.
musicians, so he's probably
definitely open to
tuned to that conversation.
Okay, and actually, I've considered myself retired,
You're never retired.
and it's from the business part of it because
No,
like I street perform. I go out and I
That's
do
a
my street
different.
perform
That's a
thing.
that's a whole different podcast again.
It's beautiful.
Tell him though.
It's still
like,
beautiful.
He can go. So,
So you're
it's,
retired.
it
No,
is
no.
actually
I
a
still do
really
music.
wonderful story, man. Like
Yeah, I still do music.
really is.
Still for me, but like when I'm street performing, if somebody asks, we'd like to hire you for a gig, and it's like nah. And if any like even other music artists, it's like nah.
So you street perform locally.
Right down in my neighborhood, 7th and Fig, right here in front of Target. Yeah.
Right
Oh
in-
yeah.
I met him coming.
Yeah, this is sponsored by Downtown LA, everyone.
This is sponsored by
Thank you.
Thank
the
you.
people of downtown LA that
Yeah.
that drop money in Klaccik's
nice.
bucket.
Yes.
So I met Klaccik on the street in front of my office at 7th and Figueroa. When I would go and eat down there, I just listen to this guy playing the cello all day.
Yeah, around that time, it was all day.
I would look down from my office. It was the 18th floor. He'd be down there still, boom,
That's
all,
cool.
all day. So I was like, dude, I need to grab him. Eddie, and then we thrown really good shows at Rev.
Yeah.
When he showed up, bro, when he started playing, like, it was just like quiet.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. Like
I know. I'm usually the
what it
guy in the
was,
back
like,
watching. I dig classical.
appreciate it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was so different, man. Because
And I've
we've
had
had
some
some
bands there.
ragers there, you know.
Yeah, I've had some good bands there. Not to
and
throw
we
any
did
names
recently
out.
connect with Amethyst.
Nice.
Yeah,
Whoa.
on the podcast. Yeah, he's been on the
He's
podcast. He's on the
episode
podcast.
5.
Yeah,
Good
through
good.
Instagram.
Great,
Yeah,
wonderful.
Nice.
I like that.
yeah. So
I think everyone loves classical music. Cello.
Well, you didn't really play that much
violins.
classical music.
there's
More
a
it's like-
twist to it. Yeah,
it was just like
soul music.
Yeah,
I get a lot of I kind of like a mix
it fit the
fusion
mood.
there. But I still love your music. That's pretty cool.
And I
So are you on the
appreciate it.
Apple or is that where you?
Yeah,
can
we're
get your media? Okay.
everywhere. I have a lot of stuff that's not released. I've been producing
Cool. Release
since
it
maybe
slowly.
2001.
No
but
rush.
it's been the mixing and mastering thing has always been a challenge to a certain degree. Even for me personally now, I've had some projects and a lot of people don't have experience mixing cellos like vocals.
Yeah.
So it's a brand new challenge for certain people. And then
That's cool.
the style that I record, it's tedious. So I'm layering. I want a specific sound, so I'm layering my cello part. So you have these huge sessions,
Wow.
which in hip hop, not really looking at.
Right.
But in the style that I do it, yeah, you're looking at maybe 70, 80, 90 tracks, possibly,
Wow.
depending on how, like with Girl Hurry Up, no machine stuff, just all cello stuff and all vocals. So I'm stacking, layering vocals. You have a lot of vocals. And then
Right.
Was that
I'm
which one's
layering.
that one? Have you heard it?
That was it. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
the
what
one
I
that was
just
right
played.
there.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was cello and vocals.
Mm-hmm.
No drums. No.
Yeah, there was nothing else.
Nothing
Nothing
else.
electric.
What was that? What was that bass sound I was getting?
That was cello.
Hello.
That was cello too.
Yeah, plucks.
Wow, that's nice.
So it's layered about maybe 4 to 8 times.
That's
The
interesting.
same thing.
Yeah,
you
I was
know,
going to
just
ask.
the science of how it's recorded.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking there was maybe a deep bass in the back or something playing.
Yeah, that's all
That's so
cello
awesome.
and just vocals.
Isn't the cello just like a big stand-up bass?
Well, no, it's smaller.
Smaller,
The bass is acoustic. That's that's country bass. Yeah, that's what you're basically standing up most of the time on.
That's the one with the big.
Cello is more sitting in between.
Yeah. You're right.
See,
right.
see, he say bass
You see it on here?
right there.
Yeah. So basically, cello. It's
Not like the electric
nice, you can
bass.
sit down.
No, the tall.
You're thinking, you're
Yeah.
thinking country
The
bass.
bass is the big one, right?
It sounds fucking amazing, man.
So the mixing and mastering, of course, is expensive. A lot of people don't know how expensive it is. Even just like I said, where the music industry is turned now, even from Kanye explaining, to release music, you're really taking a loss.
Yeah.
You're not. Well, it depends on how big your brand is. You're kind of
might as well just give it away, though. Make it good.
That,
give
you're
it
basically
away.
what you're doing, because you're gonna take a cut if you're going the traditional route. A lot of times, this is not the traditional route. This is more of the actually post-pandemic route, to where you record it yourself, you make the track yourself.
I like that.
Or at least I can't say even post-pandemic, is if you got the skill to do it. But it's basically the purest way to get music. Like, no auto tunes on that.
See,
None of it.
I would
Most
totally
artists-
buy this. I would buy that music based on the fact of what he just told me, because it just makes more sense than going off and buying something that's been commercially made, I guess.
I totally agree with that.
Because I like this kind of music. When you find it,
Are you making this music for art, or art and also to monetize on your art?
That's actually a good question.
I think they tie in
It's
together. don't
basically
they?
just
It's an honest question,
really?
though.
No,
That
'cause
was-
there's some
from that
artists
was
that just
just art.
create to create, and they don't care about.
As an
any
artist,
type
I'm
of-
I'm
You
like
mean
that.
like
money
yeah.
you mean
off
like
it.
Michelangelo, or
just don't
But
think
where
that.
we are now is what you've been forced into to a certain degree, because you have mainstream artists, and then you have, from my level of artist, you have me that people sit and see. At least a lot of people see me. We're in LA. A lot of people have seen me. Even music artists, from my relationship, even just with working with artists, I consider myself more of to become the industry versus get into the industry. That's why I have
And
my
along-
own studio.
Yeah, along the way, have you built your own audience, fans?
That's what we're doing right now.
But see, the industry has changed so much, is to where that's not you don't know what a real audience is.
Because there's a follower and a fan.
Right. So do I have like 50 to 100 people?
This is where
that,
David's
you
good
know-
at. Let me tell you.
Right. But do I have like
Fair warning.
50 to 100 people that I can rely on? You're asking, or to a certain degree, you wonder, what all do I have to do that? How much money do I have to put out, or
How much content, how much art you have to put out to where, because the way I see it is, we're all producers. We all
Right.
have our own type of art. We all produce something, a service or a product that we, produce and put out there for consumption. Whether it's like my apparel, people will wear it, they consume it, or they hear it, they listen to it, they consume it. But during that consumption, there's a transaction, either monetary or some type of incentive, some incentive. So
Compensation.
I can
Yeah.
say that I haven't probably invested in promoting to or pushing through a certain barrier. To
I guess
to
where
get
he's
things.
getting at is, where's the gratification at?
For him.
So let's say
Doesn't exactly
I can street perform.
money.
Let's say I can street perform from where, and we're just talking just today. I've been in LA, so let's say I pressed the reset button 2018 when I moved here. So we're building from there, and you're looking at within 2.5 years, then that's just from driving Uber and street performing. So it's really been more of a tunnel vision and a focus of, okay, I got to invest here, and it's like absolutely no time to bullshit. So I'm releasing music. I have music on Spotify. So it's certain channels that I can keep promoting on Instagram or on social media in general. It's going to take a certain amount of time and a certain amount of investment, a certain amount of money, because you're also competing with industry. You're competing with a
hundreds
billion.
of thousands of other people who
Right.
want the same result.
And I'm also looking at the kind of music that I'm actually doing. It's not necessarily something that the mainstream is, they would look at it and be like, hey, we could just market this immediately and we're investing it. There's an audience for this. They don't even know where to go with me to a certain degree, unless I kind of just jump in line.
Wow.
I'm not really a jump in line foundation.
Most does type A personalities are not.
Right.
We like to lead, not to follow.
So I didn't get into trap music. I didn't get into what is considered a hit by a certain judgment of, well, we consider this a hit versus how you feel about your music. So they could hear Girl Hurry Up, the song that we just all heard, and still say, this is not what we market. This is not,
Right.
and it's basically at somebody else's opinion. So when you ask as far as how are we doing or how am I kind of pushing it, a lot of artists, I can't say a lot of artists. I can say me personally, just moved here. I still street perform. I make more money. It's easier to pull money out of a person's pocket street performing than it is to get them to listen to my Spotify. It's harder to get them to press subscribe on my YouTube than it is to get them to pull money out of their pocket and drop it in the bucket. So it's kind of where your back is at. Not to a certain degree my back is there, but I'd rather do that than drive Uber. If I could basically open the door with a certain song to get a certain audience, I'm going to try to do that. So what would necessarily need to be done? It's basically a lot of investing money-wise. The average album, not even thinking video promotion, not social media promotion, to record an album, and that's I have my own studio. The average artist don't even have their own studio. It's artists in the industry, 10 years, 15 years. The pandemic hit, they don't even have an in-house studio at their house. The studio's closed. They can't do anything.
Yeah,
they're signed to a contract.
That's funny. You made me realize that last time. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because they don't know how to work the knobs. They don't even really write their songs. Their guy
can't get there. Even if they got a studio, their guy can't be there, so they can't make anything.
Wow.
Think about it.
To that, I did a lot of his promotion and social media marketing and all that. I try to take the burden off so we can do the teamwork, but it was just a lot of these social media platforms. It's like especially if you're a business account, it's like unless you're putting down money, it's almost like it's hard to get even
buried.
To the people
you
want
have to
exactly
have a certain
and so
frequency of activity and PPC.
And for YouTube, it's even extra hard to get I had to literally DM thousands of people,
So what did you just say though?
And
what did
to get a few hundred followers or whatever, legit followers, and not like something you pay for and all that. So it's just after all of that, he's considered really doing it more as a hobby versus like trying to expensive hobby basically.
Yeah, I feel you. Try opening up a winery.
Exactly. But think about.
It's funny. I never thought about the money as I was spending it, because I literally sat back and did the math. I probably spent $650,000 over the course of 8 years getting the business up, but it wasn't all one hit. And if you look at the facility, it's not like it wasn't a winery brewery where you could walk in and you can see that there was $1 million worth of carpentry work done. It was more like I was penny pinching. I was turning $1 into $10. I was stretching everything.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't even look like the honeycomb hideout. That's what I used to call it, the honeycomb hideout. Like it's not even that anymore. It looks.
Oh yeah, it's
so
changed.
Clinical.
But when you walk in there, it's like a speakeasy. So Everything was
Was.
black, charcoal paint on the wall,
Cool.
purple. You saw it, and you get a different vibe when you walk in.
It's like a clubhouse, right?
You open up the back and the other
You,
side
like,
was open,
chill.
it's like, oh, man.
And the taco truck. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it gives you a different vibe. But when I look back, and I'm like $650,000 deep, 8 years later, and obviously I've made money too. I'm not being negative. It's just if somebody told me, if one day I woke up and I said I'm going to open up this business and it's going to be $650,000 out of my pocket that I have saved for like pretty much all my life, and I just got to take it on a risk.
But what's the value of the experience and knowledge?
Let me tell you, it's the best $650,000 I've ever spent in my life on an experience that I could always keep up here to the day I die. I have so many memories, so many friends. I've met so many quality network friends. And so, yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything else. So at the end of the day, I still came out on top. Good networking, good friends. I met David through Rev.
Yeah, because my background's been e-commerce. Like,
So I think what we all have in common here is Biggie, Rev.
Yeah.
Because literally, I've met all three through Rev, so that's cool. Even though I didn't meet you at the time you played over there.
So we're grateful for your
wow,
vision
I just realized that.
and the world that you created.
Yeah, it was a cool thing. So many people still text me and they hit me up and they ask when you're going to open again or this and that. We miss Rev. And I'm like, well, obviously when you sell a new business,
Do a 2.0?
yeah, I think that's what we're working on. A better version, a better financial version of it.
You guys got to open the spot in Pomona.
I want to. No,
How do you feel about comedy?
I love it.
Comedy, you're kidding me. Some of the people that
Creating a comedy platform
oh yeah,
alongside
It's
I love
tough.
comedy.
Winery.
It's tough. I've already tried to do that quite a bit of times. You have to have a good person that. So I'm the music guy. I like the music. I like got the bands and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't fit in that criteria with the comics. You got to have a comic guy doing the.
I've done it a
footwork
couple times
for the
yeah.
comics.
The booking them.
Yeah.
They gotta know. They gotta know someone.
You just know what's funny. I don't know. Like,
Well, no, it's much more complicated than
they do
that.
their own
You
thing.
make me laugh. You're hired.
They do their own thing. They want to do their own thing. Of course, they have their own industry.
Well, okay, so here's how I can compartmentalize this. Louis good at music. He knows musicians, so he can put
There's
musicians
still a lot of musicians.
right. But you can't. I don't see him in charge of comedy because he doesn't know comedians. He doesn't know that many comedians.
I do know a lot of comedians.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just know a lot more. I just know the
Dude.
comedians that push other comedians, so I don't
right.
step on their toes because they're
So
my,
what's
and that's
usually
my
the
point.
pay
they're
that
my people. You
that
know?
most comedians out here in LA would be asking for shows and stuff? What's usually
It depends because
numbers.
sometimes it's based on
depends.
if they want to get known or
big are
get their
they?
name out, or if they already feel like they could dictate anywhere. I've had anywhere between $75 an hour to $150 an hour. Of course, you're not going to get big names with that kind of money, but you're going to find a lot of people. Unless you know someone, like Felipe Esparza, George Lopez. I know he does a lot of fundraising events.
we
and
know
stuff
a lot
like
of
that.
Atlanta comedians. It's been a while since I've kind of connected with. I've connected with one recently. I lived in Atlanta for 7 years. Well, we lived in Atlanta for 7 years, so it's just a complete different crowd, though.
The comedy or
Compared
the
It's urban comedy.
urban comedy.
The
Where was
comedy
Bernie Mac
comedians?
from?
I'm not sure.
Was he showing?
I'm not
I
sure
don't
where
know.
Bernie
But,
Mac
oh
was
my God,
from.
he was one of my favorite comedians. I was so devastated when he passed away.
What was his name?
Bernie Mac.
Oh, okay. I don't think I.
Oh man, he's a
What was he
legend.
known
Yeah,
for?
that's, wow.
Every comedian has his own little line, right? Like what's
Bernie Mac show.
Bernie Mac.
Oh,
that
Bernie Mac
too,
show,
But
okay.
dude, his stand up was epic.
yeah.
Okay,
Bernie
okay.
Mac show.
Bernie
Yeah.
Mac.
Bernie
Like
Mac.
talking about like local
no.
comedians,
So for those that are listening, that's what it sounds like. That's what an entrepreneur sounds like. Because a lot of people would expect for people to know who everybody is. And I can say here, we have a TV. We don't have cable. We,
I like this.
We watch
Not a TV,
internet.
That's a monitor.
That's a
More of a
TV.
monitor.
Back in my days, that shit was a TV.
Right. We don't.
You
even,
can watch
very
TV
nice
on that
TV.
thing.
We don't watch shows and stuff like that. So
Wish
we
I had a
don't
TV
know
like
who
that growing up.
anybody is either. Even music wise, people would expect for me to know
Right.
more musicians.
See, I got that a lot.
Pop
Being a
culture?
winemaker, it's like, hey, have you tried this winery? Have you tried that one? I'm like, in Napa, there's like 6,000 plus wineries. I did the math. If I sampled each one of their wines for the rest of my life, I'd need 3 lifetimes to sample all those wineries.
Wow.
So I always want to say no, but you got to be, when you're dealing with business, you got to be polite. And so I would just tell them straight out. There's a lot of wineries I haven't been to.
Yeah.
But inside, what I really want to say. And stop asking that question.
As a producer, as a music producer, I remember a while ago, and it was something that stuck with me because I kind of naturally went into music producing. And so the people that I didn't learn what a music producer was until I got into college. I was going into pre-vet. I wanted to be, veterinarian. So it was, but I was still good at music. I still grew up doing music. I started playing cello when I was 5.
So is there a conflict of interest internally when you're plucking the strings and they're made out of cat gut? I mean, if you
Go.
go.
Oh no, your chicken is delicious.
Okay,
and,
we're good.
yeah,
Being a vet, you're like, oh, I'm plucking cat
yeah.
gut.
I really
I know on
enjoyed
violin
the-
they
I
use
enjoyed
cat
the
gut.
deer, but goat. I'm not really a big fan of. Lamb, I really love lamb.
Goat is awesome. Just
But I love animals as well. Yeah.
It's funny. You've tried barbacoa already?
What's that?
Lamb barbacoa.
Barbacoa. That's
Yeah, in Latin we call it barbacoa. It's either it's lamb. It's lamb. It's just another way of preparing it.
Okay. No, well, I'm sure. I'm not sure if I've.
Oh
Oh,
no,
they go.
yeah, they do. I think they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really
They
good
open?
lamb there.
No.
Look at you. I don't understand where you put all the food, dude. You're always eating. David looks like
We
he's
gotta have snacks next time.
no snacks, man. You don't want to watch me chomp
have a
on
craft table.
Snickers.
Have a replacement.
But yeah, that's
Munchy
cool that you said that everyone expects you to know everyone in the industry, but just because you're in that field doesn't mean you know everyone.
As an entrepreneur, you're basically you either got an option to watch TV or you either got an option to focus on your business.
Yeah, because you're like, who?
You can't.
I'm building my business. I don't know
Right.
who that is.
I don't watch
that.
much
That
TV.
should be a slow. Got no time for that. I'm building my business.
Right.
Time, but
Yeah.
Building my business.
Because
So I got to ask you. So what's with American gypsy? I get it. Being Latin, Gitanos. That comes in our blood. But I know that gypC also means something.
No, it's just a creative way to spell gypsy.
Gypsy.
So it
Okay, like a
was-
license plate. Okay.
Basically, it was a gamer tag, my gamer tag when I used to play Halo, and I needed
No
a
WoW.
profile.
No World of Warcraft or anything like that.
No,
It's real
just
game.
Halo and Call of Duty,
That's cool.
Zombies.
You're probably that one that used to
Yeah.
phone me all the time, huh?
I basically
Because that's all they do. They get defenseless guys like me. They get on there trying to figure out what left and right is, and then they just come up behind you and gank you. And then they're funny about it too, because they'll hit you with a broom,
They're
or hit you
funny
with
about it.
they'll hit you with like a rock, and then they jump all over you.
They hit you with a spoon.
Oh, they do something they call
wooden
teabagging.
spoon.
They don't. It's not a fun game, bro.
They'll tea-
I
It's
realized-
humiliating.
It's not a fun game from my
It's
end.
humiliating.
They'll teabag you in the spoon.
Dude, they do that. They'll kill you and then they stand over you and they do this little emoji thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. I love that.
Yeah,
oh,
so
I
it's
love
kinda
that. When,
funny.
I love when they do that to me.
You would too.
What he plays for.
Yeah, we used to do that in Call of Duty. That's old school Call of Duty shit.
I know we're all looking at him like, what's he watching on his phone? Is it the rated R stuff?
Chicks.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
he is.
Yeah, I have no shame. Chicks.
like
look at
a
those.
Howard
Those-
Stern moment here.
Just don't get
Look
up.
at
Don't
those.
Stand up.
I'm telling you, you have all kinds of topics in this section right now.
Look at those.
What's the sitch? Tell us what the sitch is.
Look at that.
There you
Look
go.
at those.
She looks like she's
I'm
blown
not.
up.
I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, it's the whole even going back to the industry thing and the pushing the career. For me, I've learned some things. I'm 37, by the way. So I've kind of learned some things in Atlanta. Okay, that's one way of music industry. I went up to the DMV area. That's one way of, you know, finding yourself. Then I came out here. We came out here for the sunshine and to know that, okay, even during the journey, it's like a vacation place. It's the number one vacation place most people think about that don't live here.
It's the number one place to be homeless.
Yeah, that too.
A lot.
Thank God, and I thank God we haven't. Fuck, you know, thank God.
Yeah, for that
You
gate
know,
in
for,
in the
you know,
front.
We haven't had to experience anything close to that. We came here, had an Airbnb for 3 days, looked around, and then we found this spot, and we've been here since.
That's
You
fortunate.
know.
Yeah, you got
but
lucky.
it was like
3 years ago.
fuck the DMV area.
Almost. Yeah.
That's the motivation that we needed. So
Wow.
it was like, all right, we're
What's DMV? You said that before.
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
He's
they call
thinking
it.
it's Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah.
No.
I was like,
I like
yeah,
it.
Place
DMV.
too.
How do we
That's why I
go
was
from
saying
living
DC
somewhere to the
Yeah.
DMV?
No, I go to those
Yeah.
paisas
DC,
that do that
Maryland,
shit's like
Virginia.
twice the
I
amount
thought that
of
was a
money.
line.
That
Deal's
shit's
house.
way better.
No, it makes
You're in
sense.
and out, baby.
Way
You're in and
better.
out, baby.
Yeah, so
Costs like $100.
I always wondered why those lines were so long. I guess
Costs like
they actually live
$1,000 to
there,
get
huh?
your registration. You're in and out, baby.
man,
You're in and out.
that line is depressing out here.
AAA, brother.
The amount of people.
AAA. So I guess
So yeah, we, you know, it's been tunnel vision. Basically, you know, it's been a lot of blessings. 2020, we're grateful for 2020. Blessed.
So you've had a good one.
I've had it. You're
Wow.
here. You're
Blessed
sitting.
one, yeah.
You're sitting in it.
It's
Like, this
cool.
is it. You know, you talking right there into
Yeah.
2020 that we've had.
The Lakers.
Because
And now the Dodgers are
Well,
going.
no, don't whistle
Don't.
Dixie yet. I love the
Don't.
Dodgers, but let's not whistle Dixie because they've been known to.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not put a. Let's
I'm gonna.
not-
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Let's
I'm
not
not-
say they've been known. Please.
but
I'm definitely not gonna change my clothes for 2 days. Give them luck, you know.
Okay, but stay home for those
Yeah,
2 days.
I'm gonna roll around dirt.
Around.
These are those
Whatever.
2 days.
In essence, I'm gonna go surf, be covered with dirt.
we got to discuss that as well as far as the surfing.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it, man.
So what was your 2019 looking like coming into 2020, then the lockdown, and then now you are where you are now? Was it already on the trajectory, or did it take a turn? You guys adapted, and then it is what it is now.
Dude, I was going downhill.
So I was
sick.
strict.
Damn, Louis.
I was going downhill. Fucking. I was looking at the bottom like.
He was, because I remember those days. He was, but he kept his chin up. You could throw stones at him and they just bounce off.
See this
I
chin?
just remember how hopeful everybody was for coming into the new year in 2020.
All
And
right.
after the lockdown, it's just like, it
Wah,
was
wah,
like
wah.
a crash.
Everyone's all of a sudden Netflix stocks blew up. They're through the roof.
Right.
Disney Plus started making movies.
Disney
all
Plus,
crazy.
although it's the same movies for the last 30 years.
Mulan cost
It's like
$30
Netflix
to
when they
watch.
don't change the movies, you know?
They just changed the title, the
They
graphic
just
on the.
graphic. Oh, you're able to buy
Oh,
this 1920 movie for $100. It's amazing. Netflix. I should have bought that stock.
But yeah, it was.
I bought Disney. Can you tell?
Cinderella two and a half.
It was similar to what we're doing now, but not quite this. But this
We
manifested.
adapted.
This basically manifested from, you know, the pandemic. Also, you know, this frustration with finding a foundation for her as well, because she's a web developer. And
Nice.
does, you know, a lot of stuff, but it's been a little challenge. It's been a challenge grabbing, getting a gig here. So
Market is
a
saturated.
lot of people, even looking in from that, they know it's been, we've had a lot of help from family. Appreciate that as well, but it's damn near been like a one income thing, even building all of this still for two people. So it's been like that type of tunnel vision,
I got to tell you,
living as one.
I got to tell you, hearing your story and looking around and seeing what you guys are doing and then your attitude, I mean, all I got to tell you is enjoy these moments, even though sometimes they're not what you want, because you'll get to a certain point in your life where you're rocking. You got money in the bank. You just use a card, whatever. But you'll never feel this feeling again. And that, I wish I could feel that. What you guys are going through right now.
It reminds you of something?
Yeah.
Reminds you of something. Reminds you of making wine?
Yeah.
Oh,
But this, you can
shitty-ass
always
wine.
go back to it though. That's the option.
I
Fill up
don't
the
see
bathtub.
that. That's
Stomping
yeah.
away.
That door's closed. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. As a
Right. It's not necessarily with the hunger, but
Yeah.
if you just wanted to remind yourself.
My rule number
For
one.
that one day,
I gotta
it's
have.
like, all
I gotta
right,
have
cool.
a hunger for everything I do. And then my problem is when I start something, I can't stop. I'm just like I gotta go.
But you do get the hunger for other things,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So right now, I have a bucket list. So right now, I'm moving. The real estate license is next. You know, I'm not even gonna be an agent. I just want to use it to save money when I'm buying property land for myself.
But anything outside of the box.
Yeah. Out of the box is I want to really open up this restaurant. I've never opened up a restaurant of this size and caliber.
But for you, I think that's not the biggest thing. Like for you, that's the next thing. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Because I can
Yeah.
say for us,
You're right. That is my next thing.
For me
not my biggest
alone,
thing.
No, it's not the big
I
thing.
have
in
some
your-
things.
It's not your pinnacle.
Okay, so there's
For her-
baby goals and then there's
Yeah.
big goals.
right.
And so we're talking, I guess, I'm talking about baby goals, but okay, so the big scheme of things is I want to be retiring in Baja with a bunch of properties and rentals and so I can travel and be a foodie that I am. And then then I'm really gonna have fun. Just go all over the world.
But that gives you the itch, right?
Yeah,
The same
that-
similar
yeah.
itch to this.
And then I want to incorporate it to something like this because man, all my life I'm a foodie. I could tell you certain
we love
restaurants.
food too.
Yeah, and weird stuff, like people wouldn't even put in their mouths. Yeah, but then,
Don't trip. Don't trip.
I don't know how many times if you go out to dinner with me and we're at a place that has crickets, you already eat crickets. I'm telling you that.
Did we do that?
Yeah, they do that.
We did that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Then
fuck, that was super drunk. I remember
Yeah,
that.
and then they got. Oh, I love food. I mean, just not
Yeah.
all kinds of gastronomy.
I went to Brazil when I was 15. We've traveled. My mom kind of, even though I grew up in Mississippi, she's always kept us with the
Oh, yeah,
international people from the college or anything. So we've eaten a lot of different things and had to get our taste buds,
That's
you
nice.
know, open to
Culture.
whatever versus, the average person from where I'm
That's
from.
super
It's like,
dope.
no, I'm not fucking with that at all.
That's super
from,
dope.
Habesha, her culture, Habesha food.
Oh, okay.
Habesha is a term to combine like Eritreans and Ethiopians.
Oh, okay.
Because
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
But- going back to the name gypC, I got, my brother gave me the idea just because I love to travel. I've traveled a
Nice.
lot of different places, so
th-
that's kind of
that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, and then we added American once I started the YouTube American.
See, that's
gypC
cool.
YouTube
That's a cool
podcast.
story. I knew there's something behind it.
Yeah.
Nobody just puts that much love into something without a backstory.
I love
That's
to
awesome.
travel. I love to when I travel. I like to look at it from like an anthropology.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for
wanna
the
learn
treasures.
culture, the people, their food, and different types of spices or cooking style that they have, and I mix it. Sometimes I'll mix it in my cooking. I just like to freestyle cook and make things up, and I can combine different cultures sometimes. And
That is so cool. You can do
Yeah.
that. See, when I freestyle and then I cook something I really love, like to no end, I kind of want to cry because I can't replicate it. So
people
I write
ask
shit
me for
down now.
recipe, and I'm like,
Everything
I
is written
can't
down.
do the recipe thing. I can't follow recipes. I like to get different ingredients from recipes that would work well together, but I can't like follow it word for word and do the whole thing. I'm
See,
like,
that's awesome.
okay, that's a nice inspiration, but I gotta do. So I always thought of like getting involved in the food somehow. Like I know restaurant is kind of crazy business to get into, but I just want,
It's a passion.
something,
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of chefs, and it's a passion. Yeah.
Mm.
That's cool. You guys
Yeah,
have a great
it's a hobby.
story. Well, you're doing good. So once again, enjoy these tough hurdles, because you'll never feel this excitement again when you're comfortable. You're not ever going to even understand. You'll be like looking back on this day and like, damn, those were good days.
I still think you'd be surprised some of the goals that we have or some of the things that's into
cool.
play.
Nice.
But it's a lot. It's a lot, but
So I figured it out. David's question was what is the end game, and I don't think it's anything other than with him. It's a passion.
well, we have the foundation.
Yeah.
You know,
See
that's
what
kind of how I try to think ahead. Like, what is a pandemic-proof plan right now? Even just from how the world has had to reset for 2020, we weren't expecting this. You know, and even to see, okay, I've always been, even when I first started as a music producer, I was more just a music producer. I wasn't a singer and all of that. I had some artists around me that were doing more of the creating part, and I kind of had to learn how to sing and mold into an artist, but I was more of the music guy. So my mindset was more of, okay, I'm gonna start a record label. But then as, you know, things to learn the business more, I'm not aiming to be a record label anymore, even though I'm basically my own record label. I've worked with a lot of artists. I've recorded for a lot of artists. I've had a lot of very shitty relationships with artists after I've kind of put out a lot from a record label point of view. And this is not even without putting out money, not having a budget to necessarily promote them as if they're some large artist, but one of the biggest investments in the music industry as an artist is the music, the writer, or whether it's not even necessarily they do their own writing, the recording time, you know, the studio time, the mixing and mastering. Just to have someone help you with that. I've done a lot of things with artists and seen artists self-destruct. So you kind of learn a certain part of that business, like, okay, the tools that I have and where the industry is. You have a certain kind of music that you have to do to get in this in particular league, or you're going to have to pay a lot of money to push through as the kind of artist that I am. Still got to pay for mixing and mastering, and still at the end of the day, I can get people to put money in the bucket.
Right.
You know, this is just for me personally. A lot of other artists, they can go down the street performing that same spot. It might not be the same thing. I'm good at what I do. I'm grateful, but consistent. Like you said, I had a time where I was out there all day. Now, after the pandemic, downtown LA has a different DNA. It's less time.
Yeah.
You know, almost like less time. You know, more money. As a street performer, what I've seen and the people that walk through.
I got the explanation he gave me was more money, less people.
Yeah.
More quality people.
That's a good turnover.
More quality people.
Less
Quality versus quantity.
Less people probably coming out here to travel for work, and more townies that can get afford now like a spot like you. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's a lot more locals that are walking around.
Locals and tourists. So
new locals.
So, but even the building process. Let's say I'm starting from a ground level. From what the question that you're asking me, of course, the end goal. I'm more of an entrepreneur than a musician.
So it's financial.
He's making a killing out there. Yeah, dude.
Well, I can't say a killing because I'm a music producer. I have music that I could really make a lot more money if I could make social media money.
Stop it. You're having a good time out there?
But social media money.
You having a good time? You having a good time out there?
He'll have a better time when there's cheese rolling in.
Social media money
when there's more cheese.
Allow me to actually, you know what? A lot of the shitty relationships that I've had with music artists, it wouldn't have happened if it was a different kind of bag or a different type of fame. Actually, a better example: an artist that street performs exactly where he met me. Used to street perform with Kanye West. No, not street perform, but used to perform with Kanye West. He probably still does perform with Kanye West if there's the Sunday service still going on. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that same artist street performs in that spot, has been here before, has recorded here before. But it gets to a certain point to where I don't know what it is about me, but this is my experience with artists, and they self-destruct the relationship with me. He makes money out there that he'll never come here and record. He'll never come back here and create a bond, but he actually street performs in the exact same place where he met me, and he'll do anything for Kanye West.
So what happened that severed
Kanye West isn't interested in putting music behind him as an independent artist and career, but that's what people like me do.
So you're willing to invest in him, but he's not willing to invest in you.
This is
No
This is a
reciprocation.
repeated thing. Like, it's not. It's crazy because we'll, offer them free studio time. You can have the beat for free. I'll take your photography. We'll help you with everything.
All
We'll
about
help with
credit.
mixing and mastering.
Let's just
We'll be,
register the song.
hey, and it'll be like a year of recording with somebody and free studio time, free beats, all of that. And we're willing to back you and all of that. And, when you come here, we have more hospitality and all of that. And they just, when they get to that point where we're trying to release a song, they just self-destruct, or they just, I don't know. It is weird.
It's BMI.
But
50%, 50%.
We just
can we
met
get
an
to that
artist
point?
that's experiencing the same thing with other artists. So it's like, I don't know.
So you're
what
willing
it
to
is.
help them produce a product and then profit share, but they don't really understand what that means?
Basically. So I could say maybe,
shit.
so basically
Really?
a past relationship or my past experience, I could say what was the lesson that I learned that maybe I should focus more on me. So chopping down, it stopped again. Hold on 1 second.
You just make us into a boy band then.
what about a solid
Three of us.
what about a solid contract, have a solid
But that's the whole point of your entrepreneurship. So
you get
for
them to
now,
sign a
so
nice
where
contract.
we're
they
at
can't-
but that's the thing. Do I really need to work with that?
Yeah,
we-
I mean, when Ed and
you
I
have
first
to.
met, and we had a venture that we started.
yeah.
Friends, but hey,
Business
this
is
is business, and we
business,
both put it on paper and signed it.
But
Yeah. It makes
are they much more of an artist than I am? Is it even
Well,
worth it? To
It's
a
a,
certain
but it's a
degree?
business transaction. This is a business that you need that they need. I'm sure you understand, but they understand. Look, this is business here.
Right.
you can't enforce a he said she said in court, but you can enforce a contract that states, hey,
But
you're going
there's-
to give me credits for this song. When
It's only
all
time
done,
lost. It's only time lost to a certain degree. I still own everything as far as dealing with the song. It's not like they're gonna go and use the song.
I get you.
I would enjoy it. I would appreciate it if they actually do use the song.
right.
But a lot of times mentally, if I use his song and I blow up, I gotta give him credit.
Right.
And I just don't want to give him credit. I don't care how much he's helped me. I don't care how much I've learned from him. I don't care how much he's inspired me. I just don't want to give him credit. And this is actually it's like a science project to figure out, okay, the experiment, hypothesis, let's see, let's go with this. Let's try this time. Let's try this time. Let's try this time.
Right.
And you try almost everything.
This is kind of like the Edison
And
situation.
still, these artists, they just
Everybody.
they just jump
This
ship.
guy
See,
was the first person to come in, even from I street perform, from the amount of people I could ask and see who would
I'm the
come in here
first
immediately.
guest.
He was the first person to physically come in here.
Oh yeah, well, not,
And I've only
not
seen
good.
him-
Physical guest.
Yeah, physical. Yeah, but that's basically still
You're
close
real.
enough. That's in LA.
You can
That
touch
from
me.
Right.
if I was to reach out with a tool, I've reached out to artists. Actually, also shout out to Sunset Alley.
nice.
I text her yesterday, or was it like yesterday, about coming on. It was like, hey, when do you want to come on? She was like, tomorrow, 12 o'clock. And she came.
That's professional.
But also, she's a different case because she actually was just. She came in, paid for studio time.
She pays for
She's a
and-
professional.
and
for herself.
exactly, it
Yes.
was a professional
That's
relationship.
awesome.
But we found out when you're the other situation, basically how we were basically letting them use free time and all of that stuff. It always works out,
Maybe
in
because
a
they
bad
don't
way
have-
for us,
Yeah,
and it's
they
like,
don't-
So there's a pattern.
yeah.
And
a pattern there.
we've become, came up with what we call music artist mental illness.
Oh, yeah.
Mammy.
Man,
Mammy. Because
I hope I get pulled over for Mammy tonight.
I've sat there and street performed. So I'm street performing, and a music artist will come up to me and be like, "Yo, I'm a singer. I do this.
Oh,
and
let me bust my mammy on you.
it's basically like, you want to do this, or you want to, as if they're not even checking into what I do, not
Right.
doing any research, but just kind of assuming you're an instrumentalist. I'm a singer. You should want to do whatever I want to do. And this is
So it is a thing.
most,
Oh.
this is most artists, because I've experienced it the most, because no artists want to do the music I want to do.
Okay.
I've
See-
failed.
see,
as you can see now, I've
You
completely failed.
just changed the tone of voice right there.
I'm gonna
It's like
find
Keith
you
Sweat.
guys. I'm gonna.
It
I
almost
know
sounded like a
guys that are gonna
song.
come in here and they're gonna do what you want to do. They might not have the instruments that you want them to, but you.
Oh,
get out
a
of here.
guitar
He has
player
a
or
lot
a
of
piano
different
player?
genres he
Do you need a
jumps.
bass player?
I actually play bass. I just
Oh,
don't
you
have a
do?
bass now. I'm going to add, as far as buy a bass.
So I got
eventually,
I got an acoustic.
I actually
guy.
play bass.
Dude, cool. My
Acoustics
dad
guy.
plays bass. He's been playing bass for like 50 years.
Like a great guitar player or a piano player. And that's just like to start from
That's cool.
the basics.
Instead of
But a lot of, like I said, it's
So get back to this Mammy thing.
man.
Break it down.
We got to record that. Yeah.
That should you record that every time. Man,
The ringtone.
We're gonna program it.
Yeah, we got to record it over there. Yeah.
this is like a bababooey.
I really want. I want to get a good
Howard
one.
Stern bababooey. Bababooey.
Can't stop laughing now.
This will be Mammy. Hey, Louis, what do you think about the weather? Mammy.
Make a shirt, Mammy.
Mammy.
It
No,
was stuck in my head the way you said it after you said it last time. So
So you gotta record.
it's from some old
record
ass
that, yeah.
movie, like some.
Like an old villain.
But yeah, it's
Charles Chaplin or something.
it's something that it's like I can't.
I see.
I can't
The Jewish
do
in me would have been like, "Fuck it, release it, give me half my money, and I'll use that to make another one." That's
It's-
just how I
it's
would have
just
thought
being
about
courteous.
it.
Like, okay, hey, this is a really great song. Let's have a conversation about just the splits. It's no money involved necessarily. We just make the splits. We register it with BMI, and we just put it out. And you can't get there.
Make
with
some
it.
cheese.
Can't get a
That's it.
time and day. Can't get the response, and
I think,
it's just like I don't
yeah, that's a tough
I don't
gig.
get it.
Tough
But
gig.
it, like I said, what do we learn from it?
He doesn't want to make money.
The more we focus on us, the quicker we got here.
That's nice.
Even like I
Yeah.
said, when I mentally considered, I'll retire from doing music with other people, but I'll still do my own music because I still know, just like what you heard,
so he's
that's all me.
so does he still play at the same spot? Do you still see him there?
Till this day,
Come on.
it's just there.
Give me a mammy.
Let's go get
Give us some
eggs.
mammy. Give us some mammy.
You have to go mammy him.
Come on, man. That's a mammy.
God damn.
But it's the fact that I am a kind of person that I will speak on certain stuff. I'm real. I'll be real, and I'll even just to poke a little bit. And I've even poked and like, wow, man, you really wouldn't tell me, even in my face, you wouldn't say that you was inspired to come to this one in particular spot because you saw me here street performing. But this is what teaches me of where we are in 2020. And
Yeah.
L.A., Ari Hurston, shout out. It's in his book. The audio book that we studied, that I studied, and we studied basically before coming here to let you know, okay, yeah, it's still L.A., but here we are. It's complete different type of focus. That's
I gotta say, I got here early and I used that time to walk around. It's been a minute since I worked downtown LA, a long time ago, and man, I'm excited. It looks beautiful. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. There's all the violence, all the whatever's going on, all the
I
unrest.
set a whole mood down there,
Yeah.
and that's why I do go there.
I
And
love
that's
that.
why I'm grateful actually still for that guy still street performing there, because that was my whole goal at the end of the day.
Cool.
That was basically to where I can walk down through there and it's some music going. It's a nice vibe going.
You started it.
You had, when COVID hit, there was like a structure, a scalpel that around the California kitchen there. So that's why one of the reasons why I didn't street perform there, because it kind of killed the whole energy vibe right there.
Right.
So after so many months, when they moved that, it's like, all right, energy, I'm ready to get out, period. So I went back out and started. And I knew, period, I got tired of walking through there and it felt like zombie land.
Yeah.
Because after the COVID thing, they had the Black Lives Matter thing go through there and tear up stuff. So it felt like zombie land.
Well, I got to say, today I saw a lot of people, and a lot of people waved, and a lot of people said hi. They kept their distance, but some with masks, some without. But everyone's pretty much happy out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were walking their dogs. In my days, I would never do that. I got to tell you. I never had the guts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch me in an alley anywhere. I judged alleys by the smell. I said the worse it smell, the worse I'm going to get, violated or something, beat up.
I love those really good smelling alleys.
Yeah, I know you do. Man,
How long ago was that? Like, when did you guys see a change in LA? Because I hear all the horror stories, but
this all.
I don't-
Let's forget about the pandemic. But I think in the last 5 years, prior to COVID, downtown became kind of gentrified, and it actually is gentrified. In a
You're
nice
talking
way.
about gentrification, or are you just
Yeah.
talking about safety, like
Talking
overall
about everything,
safety?
man. I tell you what,
Overall safety and hygiene.
Well, in those days, the guy that was running after you didn't look kind of safe.
Right.
Now, if I get attacked by a hipster, I'm gonna be cool with that because how much damage can he do?
Back in the day when you were getting fucking
No, those were
attacked
some
by the
violent-looking dudes.
the mutant fucking oil slick man.
Remember, what was it, Predator? That one part where his dreadlocks are coming at you and all that. Like when he yells and he opens up his arms and he goes, "Ah." Okay, well, that's what it kind of like internally. That's what I would see in my mind.
So imagine walking and you see a guy playing his cello on the street with his money out.
Oh, that's cool.
In a bucket.
I see you with your hair and your cello.
No, I'm
Done
saying
deal.
even just with the money in the bucket
Oh,
out in the open,
see, that's cool.
and just you're walking through.
That's so cool. That somebody could do that. In my day, somebody would just punk you and take the bucket. See, like now, at least they leave the bucket, right?
Never had a problem really.
That's
with
cool.
The bucket,
See, that's what I
man.
love about that. That's
Well,
why.
the spot that you're at, like we talked about last time, was
There's a
always
guy-
been pretty chill.
The vendor yesterday was it yesterday? I think it was Sunday. Was it?
What kind
That's
of
private
Maybe the day before
property right
yesterday,
there.
or yesterday.
where?
But a guy, one of the vendors, a homeless guy grabbed a lighter and took off running, and the guy, man in the vendor,
Oh, jeez.
chased him down and grabbed, and give me the lighter, give me the lighter.
Lighter.
7th and Figueroa.
Over a lighter, right?
Like, take the lighter, bro.
Pandemic out of the window, COVID out of the window, AIDS out of the window, anything else out of the window. Just give me this $1 lighter. And I'm like, dude.
I gotta tell
7th
you,
and Figueroa, since it's right up against the freeway, I'm guessing it's
they live out there. I think.
it's Caltrans property, and that's why the actual sidewalk is private property. You knew,
But
you
they
knew that.
they give you the sidewalk though.
They give you they're cool. Yeah, if you're cool, they're cool. They're not gonna. You're not out there naked and showing off your junk. And
That's the other
you're
guy.
burning out there,
That's the other guy.
But there you go.
flopping around.
The security don't. They
Flash
don't-
man.
I kind of do.
What are you watching? What
my
are you watching
music
on your
does.
phone? Okay, you're back to watching something.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, what are you watching there, man?
Good stuff. That's fine.
My music does better security than some of the security down there. So
Yeah, man. Music calms the beast.
it's.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm grateful for it. Like I said, grateful for downtown LA. I give them the credit for helping with the sponsorship of.
Downtown's really gorgeous. Yeah, I like what I see. I like everything that's happening down here.
It's blooming. I'm grateful to be here during
It's
this time
different.
because I keep hearing that
Yeah.
before it was not what it was. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm grateful
Oh,
that
like
I'm here during the time I can
2015,
play my cello.
17. Well, you came here with 2018, 2017?
2018.
Yeah,
But
2015.
I didn't start street
16,
performing until last
17.
year.
I'm talking
It was
about pandemic
bad,
though.
dirty.
Pandemic just turned it.
I think
just-
I think the
The pandemic
pandemic
cleaned up the city.
it's clean. Yeah,
That's what happened.
it's
The
making a lot of
pandemic cleaned up
changes.
the city.
Yeah.
Because March, I was still doing some business in town and downtown, down off 18th in like Alameda, and then the lockdown, second week of March, lockdown, and I still had to come in town to finish up some business, and I would notice it looks clean because there's not a lot of people that are just dumping trash everywhere.
Right.
And the street teams that clean it up can actually manage and keep cleaning and cleaning and clearing and actually clearing and clearing and now keeping it clean.
I think even they saying that Venice is the new
See,
Skid Row.
I've heard that.
So,
I haven't seen.
So
that
I was at Venice 2 weeks ago. So I got to tell you, no, I don't buy in. Everything you hear on the news is not even correct.
Thank you.
There's a certain section where, they're like in an alley.
Venice has
It's always been like that.
It's always been
always
that. It's
been.
always been
But
that.
that group,
Always.
they're artists, so all their tents are painted. They sell their merchandise.
Right.
You know, the owner lets them sell there. So they kind of live and sell there. But
some of the foreigners don't live out there anymore, though. So, I mean, not foreigners, sorry. Out of state people, foreigners.
Which foreigners are we talking about here?
People from like Colorado.
Trump
I'm
built
talking
the
about
wall,
people
man.
from like Nevada and stuff.
Damn foreigners.
Damn people
Taking
from
all our
Boston. Damn
jobs.
foreigners from Boston.
So no,
You're foreign. You're from
No,
Boston.
you know, I'm talking about people from the United States where it's cold. They go to Venice for some reason.
like from Frisco.
Keep warm.
Venice is nice. It is beautiful. It's back to restaurants are open with the balconies and the patios extended.
Yeah.
And you're on the beach and it's really cool. So I loved it.
Santa Monica too is nice right now.
Oh, and they're having on
Nice.
Sunday nights. They don't post this, but 3 reggae bands do battle offs on the beach. Like,
Okay.
literally on the
On the
beach.
beach.
Yeah, on the beach. So it gives you that Jamaican vibe, you know, like where everyone's dancing like under. There's no lights because obviously,
It's pretty dark.
yeah. So there's a group of 100. Sometimes groups of 100. So it's kind of cool.
What's your surfing experience like?
Since I was like about 16, 15, I've been surfing on and off, and I don't go every day, but when I can, I go.
We kind of just getting into snorkeling and stuff.
Are you? Oh, okay. See, that's one thing I always wanted to try, but for whatever reason, I just, I don't know. I have,
Just spend more time surfing. Huh?
I got to tell you, I just because I surf, everyone thinks that I'm okay with water. I'm not really okay with water. I actually, it scares me to look down below me, and that pitch black you see at the bottom, that scares me. And so I have a phobia. So everyone says, why you surf?
Yeah.
Well, it's a surfboard floats as long as I'm, my cord's connected. I could always hold on to the surfboard, and that's kind of like my pacifier, I guess. But yeah, so I try not to fall, pretty much. Yeah, or look down.
I saw a post recently that said like something about every diver is an amateur, basically. So like, just because we snorkel doesn't mean we're comfortable with looking down there. It's still scary.
I have issues with the
It's a
deep.
fear built. It's just getting rid of.
It's weird,
fear
yeah.
basically
It's like
every
little
time.
phobias.
But we are interested in, like, I use the boogie board and I just started using it, and I want to build up to a surfboard.
Surfing's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the longer the better.
The thing I could say about snorkeling, it's more of the fascination of that you're actually looking at something.
Right.
And I know that's one of the things. It's like the more stuff you see, the more fear you lose.
Yeah, well,
you
most
get-
definitely. You're going to have to deal with it. You see that shark coming at you or that manta ray. I was one time underwater and I saw a manta ray coming at me, and I had no gear because it was on a sand barge, they call it. So long story short, you see all these big old butterfly looking fish coming at you, looking like something out of Star Wars. I don't know if you've seen the front of their faces. And so that scared me a lot. I don't care who you are. You see a bunch of those coming at you.
Yeah,
Kinda weird.
the most we've seen is like stingray on the bottom, and we saw an eel the last time we were there.
Yeah,
and the
stingrays.
eel kind of freaked us out because
Yeah.
I wasn't, even how it came out, I wasn't expecting it. I was looking at the stingray.
I thought
and
the eels were
came
electric
by.
or something. Or you're
I'm
not supposed
I
to
don't
touch
know.
them.
I don't think all of them
No.
are.
there's sushi.
But I'm saying they have a
Like sushi?
they have a
Sashimi.
bite. Yeah, their bite is crazy.
Oh, see, I've never been bitten by an eel.
No, you don't want to be bitten by an eel.
I've been
yeah.
bitten by or hurt by tuna. Oh, what's that little puffer fish? Those guys are not fun.
Really?
Well, if you're holding them in your hands and you don't know any better.
How'd you get hurt by a tuna?
Tunas they got their tails. I mean, they hit you pretty hard.
Smacked your ass?
Yeah, I guess in a certain angle,
Yeah.
and you're wearing water shoes and shorts, so you're kind of exposed. Didn't know that's why the deckhands have the plastic rubber boots, and so next time you go fishing, wear rubber boots, dude. Mammy. No, but I'm serious. Yeah, this fish can be dangerous. It starts. I'm telling you, that should be a thing.
It's coming soon. It's coming. Oh, we're working on it. We're definitely working on it.
Could be all kinds of mammies. Could be American mammy, gypsy mammy, Spanish mammy,
Slap you with the mammy.
sister mammy.
Put the mammy on you. Yeah. Put the mammy stamp on fools.
Shirts. I've been mammied. Oh, I'm the mammy.
Forgive me for I've mammied.
Yeah, so I still yet don't know what it stands for. I know the M stands for
Yes, the music artist mental illness.
mental illness. Okay, that's beautiful. Or mammy for short.
Forgive me for I've mammied.
I've mammied. I mammied twice on Sunday.
But yeah, it's not even just music artists though. It's people too, and that's
That's awesome.
I could
That's a
say
great
just
story.
from the prices, people will come up and expect how much you charge for a gig. The price is like, oh, I'm not expecting to pay that much. It's like, oh, I've only been playing over 25 years, and that's just it's.
Some people, yeah, I get it because they got budgets too. They're starting off and.
Well, a lot of people just don't know how much a cello costs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and most professional cellos, they start pretty expensive.
that's pretty cool.
And so that's how, even pricing wise, that's from orchestras. You think the average orchestra, probably the LA orchestra, man, I'm trying to probably a couple of million. I could say a couple of million when you're just probably dealing with the orchestra section alone. I mean, the string section alone, the value of their instruments collective.
Wow.
You're probably looking at, it's still really hard to say because it's the Los Angeles compared to the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra. So Yo-Yo Ma had a cello, I think it was like 3.4, 3.5, if I'm correct. I'm not sure.
Wow.
And it was, 1744 or 1733?
So the originals.
It sounds
the
different.
wood. It's
Yeah.
the wood is immaculate.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories running around that. I don't know if they're true or not, but I remember reading somewhere where some of those artists that created the violins actually would sacrifice, and paint the violins red with the blood and blah blah. There's like a whole sacrificial thing going on.
I wouldn't doubt any of it.
So I don't obviously don't know if there's any validity to it, but I understand that the sound coming from some of these vintage violins or cellos are pretty good.
Oh, amazing.
They're all anointed in old school blood.
Yeah,
like
man.
I've touched some.
Anointed in the blood.
some old ass wood.
I've heard them play.
Anointed in some old ass blood.
I've heard there was a violin store or a cello store, and basically, I've heard them play different price cellos, and it does make a difference.
Crazy
There's even videos that,
That's so
it's
cool.
crazy difference.
I'm gonna have to go
Like
check that out.
$80,000 cello sounds a whole lot different
Sort
than
of like sampling fine wines,
$2,000
right?
cello.
You're like,
And you have to play harder as well.
give me a flight of
make
all
it-
your sounds.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
No, I was saying you
That
have
should be
to
a
try
thing.
harder when you're playing like a $2,000 cello versus a $80,000 cello is a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
to
Well, I
play
guess
with,
that's
so
like
it's-
our automobiles, right? Like you can buy a $10,000 Honda or whatever,
Yeah.
or Rio, or what I don't know what they call them nowadays, or you can buy like a Maybach Mercedes or something, top end, $200,000 car. It's gonna be riding like a sweetheart,
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
Maintenance and everything.
thing with
is about the
violins.
Same.
I
Yeah.
don't know what they call them nowadays.
I don't know.
Poor
They used to
people
call
cars.
they used to call them Rios back in the day. That was like the cheapest version. But I don't know what they call them now.
To go back to the press up, and I just thought about this. I have a card collection, and the idea that was one of the things that I wanted to do.
Like a car collection.
Card.
Card. Like in baseball cards or what kind of cards?
Bro, he's gonna bust out the Pokemon cards.
Is it Pokemon? Let me get my phone going, man. Hold on. Can't come
play
at
Magic, the Gathering?
me. Can't come at me like that. Let me get my Pokemon app going.
No, let's get some Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
not Pokemon.
He's like Charizard.
Yeah, right there. Can you hear it?
Charizard. Fool, you're like in the 90s.
Grew up with
Charizard.
185. He basically
You
That
wish
was-
you had a Charizard.
That was
you wish you fucking
Giant
owned
robot
a
days.
Charizard.
those giant robot days.
So I've been collecting these since I was like
H6.
very young.
Oh, dude. Sick.
Traveled with me from Mississippi.
Got some nice football, basketball, ballet. Where'd you get that one from?
The Shaq one is signed.
Dude,
I used to collect these too,
this
but
is
I
a
never
really
took care
nice
of them.
collection here.
It's like a nice set.
Yeah. Is it complete?
It's the
Dude,
creme.
these, what do these little covers
Okay.
cost? Like 25 cents, $1?
No, they're
Eight.
pricey when you buy them, especially these right here.
No,
The
'cause,
holographic
take care
ones.
of them because you got like even the little covers are.
See,
That's
you got Deadpool. Okay, so is it set complete?
Across an empty case, one of my cards fell out.
That is nice. We're looking at a bunch of cards here. Some nice collection. See, I do coins and cards as well.
Ooh, Charles Barkley. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I did.
Wow,
I performed at the Intercontinental Hotel for
That's
I think it was
dope.
like
that's dope.
America's
Cardiologist Association or something like that.
yeah.
Wow, that
And
is
Shaq
deep.
was there, so the guy
Shaq.
gave me a heads up that he'd be there, so I took my cards and he
Look at that.
signed.
How cool is that?
That's really good right there.
And then
But the reason I was bringing them up as far as I want to put these on a T-shirt, or at least that was one of my goals that I'm gonna put
you
them
can
on
do
a
that
Give
T-shirt.
me, give me.
ASAP.
This? Yeah, we just
Just scan it,
easy.
take a picture of it or something.
Easy.
And that's kind of
You need to stop by the shop over there.
and but an
Yeah,
ideal
you
that I
should
do
come by.
have as far as with these is for more like trader card style, to where it's more like a monthly subscription.
Oh, okay.
T-shirts to
Yeah,
where
we could
you
do that.
send
T-shirts.
random.
You want to do this exact same design?
You know, there's gonna be some
I
royalties,
don't know.
right?
I'm open for
So,
ideas and stuff like
I
There'd
was
be,
that.
there'd be
thinking
like some
changing it
royalties
up.
for this.
Yeah, because you could do like they call
Are
it
they,
like.
are they going to be
have you seen
gangster?
it?
Are we,
Now there's a
are
thing-
we perpetrating illegal activities here?
No. it's-
No, there's a way to make it legal. I think we can tweak it, and that's what I was.
No,
I
well,
guess
Like
That's
silhouette
what
it.
they're
silhouette
doing
it.
already with the
Technically-
Kobe, with this
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Basically.
Technically, it's called bootleg tees. It's
No,
called bootleg tees, and you
Just to
you
be
take
clear,
a player or a
Yeah,
celebrity.
just to let
I am
everybody know,
not-
I am not
I am
involved,
not involved
in
in this.
anything that they are.
I'm reaching
speaking
over
about.
trying to get my phone. I'm
It's a thing.
I'm on speed dial 911 because I don't want to be part of this these allegations.
This is my property. I purchased them. They do belong to me.
These are
And
personals only.
For personal use
For
only.
personal
That-
use
These are
only,
not
not
for
for resale.
Not for
These are
resale.
Not for
resale.
sample, not for resale. These are samples, not for resale.
But that's
just
why
for
we brought
gifts
it up
to my
see.
favorite fans that buy my album.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Speaking for myself,
Yeah, we got Rodney.
anything that I make money off of
we're going
is
to
only
jail.
a proprietary thing that I
We're
make.
going to jail, and if we let Louis talk, we're gonna be in jail for quite a bit. Mammy, mammy.
He's gonna be saying, "Sir, what's your first name?" Mammy.
And that's not. There's no bit of mammy.
I'm gonna call you Mammy. That's gonna be your
No
name.
bit of
He's gonna yell at the cop and say, "Hey, you're a mammy."
I'm gonna ask you, Mammy. Let me get some soups.
spit on the floor, be like, mammy.
Yeah.
But we brought it up so we can see, is it legal to do it? One, but we figured you would have to tweak it a little
Yeah, you
bit.
just tweak
And
it,
I was
that's
trying
it.
to get creative with
I
it.
always okay. So like,
You have designs already?
No,
No,
we
this is
haven't
still like-
actually
oh, we-
jumped on this.
Right, we just press reset a few years. We just like, yeah, we're gonna get here eventually.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
But,
that'd be a cool
I mean,
project.
but even if it's a silhouette, though, it's the colors and the shirt, right?
Like the
'cause-
stuff from Manny Moda, like
Yeah.
it would be like similar what we do. Well, that would be this.
Well,
permission.
with that, yeah, you can't use the blue and the color combo of the Dodgers.
yeah,
He could use one color, but he can't have all the shirt with all the same colors. You know
I
what I
want to
mean?
do something like his signature.
Yeah.
Is it word? Is
Oh
it
no, you
signature?
can do whatever we want.
Yeah, but I want because he wants to leave the
he'll
Dodgers
okay
out of
it
it, right?
eventually. Yeah, no, we can do whatever we want.
Okay.
And then once they get the sample, they actually, they do the mammy thing with the Dodgers.
He's gonna bless it, mammy.
And
then-
Mammy's everywhere.
Mammies.
You get it, mammy. You get it,
mammy,
mammy.
mammy.
You get 2, Louis, because you deserve 2. 2 mammies. Mammy.
Yeah,
I'm mammy too.
mammy.
So you telling me just by changing the colors, all of a sudden it's legal to do it?
Well, it's basically like for example, I did some. I'm a big fan of Richard Pryor, and I did some Richard Pryor T-shirts. And
But he's dead.
My brother painted a couple of Richard Pryor paintings, and he took the picture and made it into a shirt.
Nice.
okay, so Richard Pryor's estate will actively seeks out unapproved merchandise, and then they'll reach out to the platform you have it for sale on, and they'll suspend that listing if you try to sell it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard they also, some of these companies will document everything and let you make money. And then once they build up to a certain amount,
They'll
then
ask you for like $1 million.
Yeah, they'll ask you for a big amount.
Who
Bob
that happened with?
Marley has
Yeah.
his estate is pretty
Yeah.
dangerous.
well, that's
to come
that's my philosophy in life. You know, like I'd rather you yell at me than for me to ask you for permission and then not get it. You know, after the fact is always more lucrative for
They'll be
me.
like, you know what?
They're gonna say no, and then they're gonna turn around and do it.
Then they crap you out. Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Actually, I'm gonna use the restroom. Take a restroom break.
Mammy break. Mammy.
See, I need a mammy.
That's such cool.
It's a
It
little
just rolls
blurry,
off the
but
tongue.
you can see it back there.
I think you cannot
Oh, yeah, we
overuse
can.
mammy.
Where's
No
the
whammy?
painting?
Mammy,
Is
mammy.
it here, the painting?
No. That's in Atlanta.
This is great, huh?
Yeah,
I've
while we're
been,
while we're
he has a lot
perpetrating
of them.
illegally printing merch
Yeah.
over here.
Just,
a really nice photo.
Once again,
I think he has a photo.
Yeah,
We have
this
a
side of the
photo
table
it.
does not condone any illegal
this
activities.
side of the table.
We are crafting over here. We can make
designs
whatever we
their
want.
own.
We're crafting,
Good.
everything.
You mean perpetrating?
plotting, crafting,
Plotting.
We're
crafting.
kidding. We're joking. No one's crafting.
Hey, no one's ever
anything.
stolen any diagrams, right? I think
No
downtown LA is like the capital of fake merch. In fact, the fake merch
Probably.
looks so good that people are buying those instead of the real.
I can tell
the
you
real
where to go buy
Gucci's.
some Fendi bags over in the fashion district.
And they
right
probably look better than the
off
OG
Wall
ones, right?
in like 11th.
Yeah.
I just burned them out. My bad.
So
That's messed up.
Oh, but Wall and 11th has some really good tacos too.
Oh, dude, I just had some
Really?
killer
I've never
pasta
seen
right now.
anything good on Wall Street except like
Wall?
homeless
Oh,
people.
No, Wall-
Except
They're there
attorneys,
too.
I
attorneys
only
and
know Skid
stockbrokers.
Row, Wall Street. So.
No, go down to 11th. Go to
Okay.
11th by Fashion. There's this lady. She looks like a typical those taco vans that fold out.
Oh, brother, everything's
But
completely
you
different.
can tell
out
it's
here
so
now.
different because of
Really?
the little extras that she has, like freshly chopped up and laid out. Oh, so good.
Fresh salsas,
Every-
with- really hot.
Yeah,
Dude,
Fresh
you
and-
can eat. I don't know where you put it. I've seen this
Adobe.
guy eat. This guy's dangerous. I look fluffy.
know a lot
I'm
of
like
skinny
a
people that
vegan
eat.
here.
But this fool doesn't eat
One
shit,
vegetable.
dude.
I don't
He
eat
never eats
nothing.
anything.
Why am I fluffy?
I think the
This
only
guy
thing
eats
I've
like
seen-
a whole
The
burrito.
only thing I've seen him eat was a salad.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a pattern. Like I know so many skinny people that eat like all
Right?
the time, fast food, everything, and
Get it.
They don't.
Where when
don't
they hit their
gain weight.
50s is when the gene stops working and
It's like it's
they
why I-
blow up, right?
That's why I only.
Bastards.
That's why I only.
All the burritos catch up.
It's like different body types. Like he can eat whatever he wants, and he's been trying to gain weight the whole time I've known
That's
him.
cool.
and
See, I wish I
bulking.
could do
He's been
that.
bulking
I'd be
for-
eating tacos all day.
trying-
tacos.
Tacos and chicken. That's it'd be like pollo loco
Can't get it easy.
and tacos.
Life just don't let me get anything easy. If I gotta gain weight, I'm gonna have to hit the gym.
Yeah. I don't think you choose unless you're like chomping on Doritos. I don't think I didn't choose to be fluffy, dude. I just woke up one day I was fluffy. I don't know what happened.
You're a good looking fluffy guy though.
I know. I love me too, but that's not the point.
It'll be fine.
Point is I don't know how they can eat so much and burn it.
I eat nothing but meat.
I know, but you're fluffy too.
But have you always been fluffy?
No.
Yeah. So when would you say
I
you
was
got
like-
fluffy?
Oh shit.
After you?
No, the last
Reach the cer-
3-4 years. Yeah, last 3-4 years. I've been getting
So
too fluffy.
I'm still running on that. I'm on that
Yeah.
treadmill in my head, and that's what's burning everything
3.
off. So
oh, maybe that's
like you
what it
said,
is.
enjoying that moment.
See, I go to sleep.
This is the moment I'm joined to where I can burn. I guess I'm burning fat in my head.
You know, brain.
Once I get to that
No, let me
certain
tell you,
point, to where-
brain
Turn off that fat
brain
head.
activity does that.
Six
Brain
pack
activity
forehead.
does that.
yeah,
It's a proven fact somewhere. Someone wrote an article on that, how your you're still burning fat while you're sleeping, and you're expunging a bunch of these bad toxins while you're breathing out. You know.
body's still working. So
Yeah, your body never stops. Obviously, for obvious reasons.
always thinking.
It just slows down to like a very minimum wage labor.
Yeah,
Yeah. They say you could almost like stop. Your heart almost stops. That's your deep sleep. How cool is that?
meditation.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Meditation does that
close
too.
to that. Yeah,
I hear some people get operated just by meditating. On an operating table, you cut my arm or something? No. Give me every shot you got in that cabinet. But I hear people do that.
all my drugs.
They get in the zone and then they just get operation.
They're like, cool, just chop it.
yeah. Can I get a burger when I'm done? Yeah, that kind of thing.
that's
you
a
know?
whole nother level.
Going back to comedy, this could be a stint right there, no?
Mutant.
Chopping.
Aliens and food.
Have you
Chopping
ever
up
thought
on-
about getting into like film production or something like that?
I've done a lot of spots. I mean, believe it or not,
Kind of movies.
I know no couch sessions. I thought this was gonna be a couch session too.
He shaved. He shaved.
I was literally. I walk in. I'm like, okay, he's ADHD because look, there's a pattern to it. They're not all going straight one way. So he mixed it up, and then I don't see his lovely wife. It's just him.
that has
And he's like-
disarmed me.
And he's like, take your shoes off. I'm like, okay, man. This is.
Take it off. Now take your jacket off.
It reminded me of that Cheech Chong movie. I was like, I like your
Let
pants.
your hair down.
Take them off. I'm like, no.
Take your glasses
Got
off.
the camera set up and everything. Like, I see
Let
the
the
Relax.
Ray-Bans.
Drink some wine.
Let the Ray-Bans.
Have some Jesus
Yeah,
juice.
I was waiting for. So tell me about yourself. And yeah, the first thing that comes out of his mouth. I'm like, we're not even plugged in or mic'd up, dude. He's like, just
Look
tell
her
me.
up. Look her up. Look pretty.
And then he says,
Look at a camera.
I'm not lying. Then he says, you want a margarita? I'm like, fuck yeah. Give me a margarita, but I really want an IPA, but fuck it, I'll take a margarita.
So if it's gonna happen, it's fucking gonna happen.
But at this point, his wife has not entered the
This is a random man offering you alcohol
So-
with your shoes off in his house.
I know. Well, I was about to run at take your shoes off, and then you want a margarita, kind of slowed shit down.
That's so
So
funny.
then he takes off and he comes back and he says like, "Yo, bro, there's no salt." I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm getting half a margarita." It's not even a full. I'm not even worthy of a full. I'm like, man, down.
That's for VIPs, bro.
So then his lovely wife comes back rolling in with the margaritas. I'm like, oh shit. Now it was like one of those movie moments, you go from black and white to fucking color. It was like a total turnover. I was like, oh shit.
Okay, there is a wife.
Yeah, there is a wife. that or this is going to be a very horrible felt threesome for me because I wasn't ready for it.
Luis is late.
And then Louis late. I'm like, fuck, if I'm getting hijacked here, this fool's what, getting off 6 exits down the way because he wanted to take the streets or something. I don't know.
Hey, you look like you felt pretty safe when I got here.
No, yeah, the margarita did it, bro. I'm telling you, I gave up the spirit when he said margarita. I was like, okay, I'm in. Fuck it, let it be. Margarita was tasty too.
Nice.
Very tasty. Best margaritas. You should focus on opening up a margarita restaurant. That's what you should do. Just a little shack. They're this size. Don't get crazy. Just small. Let everyone make a line so it looks like it's busy, like at the club when there's only 2 people inside, but there's like 30 outside, right? So
With all the
hate that
street
thing.
vending that happens here,
even the vendors do that shit. Why is it always like a 20-person deep line at a taco stand? Why?
They're hungry.
Because they got tacos.
No, dude, tacos they're done. You bend the tortilla.
What?
You put the carne in there, and then you fucking wrap it and give it to the people. Like a fucking assembly line,
The shit's done, dude.
It's done, right? It's done.
When you get it, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what I got.
Yeah, fuck. The little 2-inch
This
tacos.
must-
Tacos are pre-made.
I mean,
Fucking
yeah.
cow makes
Just watch them.
Cal
See how
makes
fast
it.
they can flip a taco. A good taco bender will flip you tacos like crazy, bro.
He's all
He's bending tacos left and right.
Benny
Bam,
Hanna,
bam, bam.
motherfucker.
But why they gotta make you wait in line? Because they want people to drive by and say, "Damn,
Must be good.
those must be some bomb ass tacos."
I was told they're purposefully like taking their ass.
It's what they
sweet-ass
do at the
time
clubs.
to keep you in line.
That's what they do at the clubs.
Yeah.
They eat it and like I guess
They can
this is
sit-
what taco trucks are supposed to taste like.
Instead of like half a minute, they're
Look at
taking
In-N-Out.
3/4 of a minute.
In and out, man. They got a line because people love their burgers,
I still
and they're not trying to hold the line up. They're moving
tried.
the line.
Yeah, those bastards. That's why I don't eat that
they're
shit.
like a big crystals.
You gotta walk
for
up.
me.
Where?
Yeah, I'll walk up.
You got to walk up.
I'll walk
In and
up.
out is like a big crystals, basically. I don't like In and Out. It's like I didn't get.
Oh,
Do you like
You
burgers?
You don't like
get-
the food?
We didn't
Do
get
you-
the hype.
Do you
No.
like burgers?
It's good.
Do you
Jack
like
in the
burgers?
Box.
Five Guys, I can do Five Guys.
oh, see, there you go. There you go. Five Guys
I
rated
like-
what? Second, first?
My
They're
opinion
close.
is
No, they were top 5 or something like that.
Actually, we make better.
In-N-Out was
we
top
make
5.
better
Yes,
burgers
that's what I'm
personally.
saying. Make
Wow.
your own burger, dude.
Yeah.
I make better burgers than Five Guys.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
although the Rookery has a bomb ass
Oh
burger.
yeah, they're good. They
They're-
have
What's
good
that?
food.
Their brioche
You said
bun.
The Rookery?
The Rookery,
Yes.
yeah. It's right under the shop. The print
Shout
shop.
out to the Rookery
Yeah,
in
shout-
downtown Pomona.
Ray.
Yep, Ray.
What's
Okay.
up?
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
have to check that out.
Great local craft beers and
Good
Do,
food.
like medium rare.
Yes.
I love places.
And the patties are fresh.
Yeah.
They make them and they open at noon, and
Like
that's why I ordered
buttery.
a burger because I saw some dude like packing the patties all fresh, and
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get that medium. And he's like, all right, cool, perfection.
the husband and wife, the mom and dad, the two brothers and mom and dad. The mom and dad are the chefs, and so yeah, they're old school. But
And they
those
ha-
burgers are so
Then
good.
they have 60-cent wing nights, and their wings are so good.
Yeah, the wings are good. Pretty good.
Check it out.
We got into food now.
Yeah.
We got to get a bigger card.
I
for
love food.
recording. We're pushing it about 8 minutes left.
Cool. What are we talking about, Louis? Other than sex.
Oh, no, just
Okay, yeah,
Pop
that killed
blocking
that.
out.
That killed that.
yeah, no, that's not have anything else to talk about.
So we like to go back and recap and promote everybody's business. So go ahead and feel free to tell them.
Well, my business
more
is the
time.
business of retirement. So I've learned that you have to build your wealth so when you retire, you can have a good life.
Well, no, the print company.
Oh, print company. I'll let my partner over here say
business.
it. High
Oh,
level.
Yeah. So I am the only DTG direct to garment printer in all of Pomona, downtown Pomona. I moved my shop there. I moved it from here downtown, Fashion District 37th and Broadway, over to Pomona because there's no one out there doing what I'm doing, and I do it on a high level, like making customers' clothing out here, their custom apparel. I'm taking that over there, and now I'm really making some amazing pieces for some of the local artists.
I told him about
Local brands.
Machete. You just picked up.
Yeah, well, we're still talking with some people over there. Nothing confirmed yet, but yeah.
We're
So we're
working on Manny Mota's line. He
yeah,
wants,
because Manny Moda, that'll be great, and then also we have some stuff in the works with some comedians and their management to figure it out, figure out what's what. Everything transparent and clear on the expectations on both parties of how we make the merchandise.
See, David's good with that. I mean, he knows how to lock it down.
And I didn't tell you, but I told this guy. Remember this? Did I ever tell you about the spot next to the Glass House record shop?
Oh yeah.
I got it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll open up my own retail location, high level apparel, Christmas.
Very cool.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have ugly sweaters,
yeah. Why not? Those sell
Nice.
great.
yeah,
The
I
sweater
actually didn't even think about that.
ugly
That's a good
sweaters.
one.
You should do some Halloween ones right now.
I won't be open until Christmas, but online for sure.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of sales on Amazon, eBay, Etsy. So a lot of online stuff, but very excited
What's
to
your
have.
favorite platform out of those? Because I'm always doing research on.
I like them. I mean, they all have their specific type of customer, with their customers' expectations of quality. eBay for very unique things, Etsy for very unique, and Amazon for when you want to really try to start or launch a brand. Because if you're on Amazon, it builds some social proof that
Credibility, no?
yeah, there's some social proof that, okay, this is a legit brand. Because you have a lot like Anchor, the electronic brand. They were launched off of Amazon, and now they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
I didn't know that. They
Yeah.
were on the back.
Yeah, I've been doing Amazon since like 2012. So I've seen all these brands grow into what they are now. Like Fortune 500 companies, just from, start real small. So it's really cool to see those companies grow. But I like them all because they all serve their purpose, and they all provide revenue, really, because especially now since pandemic, is a lot more people are shopping online more than ever. And I remember years ago, someone asked me, "Hey, you sure you're going to be doing this?" I was like, "Yeah, I can't see myself doing anything else than e-commerce, online sales, business development. I love the design. I love the advertising part of it. To me, it's like a game, like a chess game. You know, I'm always trying to like find the angle, to, connect with the audience of who I'm trying to advertise to or connect with. So, yeah, it's again, 2020 has been highs and lows for some people. I feel very blessed to be part of the very small group of people that are actually thriving, and it's a blessing. And prayers and best wishes go out to those who have lost practically everything. I feel for them, and I just try to do whatever I can to help out my local community as much as I can because I've been so blessed.
And that is one of the reasons one of the things that did inspire us to do a Spotify, or not Spotify, but a podcast platform that kind of pushes downtown LA to kind of help people and help businesses.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources out there that are available to people that just have an idea that want to make it a tangible service or product. The city has permits. The city can help get you grants. Whether you run as a sole prop or you're running as a corporation or something, the resources are there. You just have to seek them out. So there is opportunity for people that want to start now, because my opinion is the whole generation, the whole decade is just going to be recovery. And so there's a lot of upswing for a lot of industries, but you need, I feel, build your roots, grow them now, so that you can be part of that upswing to where you're part of that growth, regardless if it's small or big, because you started at the bottom and you're riding that tidal wave to the top because you've already done the work, you've done the research, and you're ready, prepared.
I think that'd be pretty good topic for the next episode here. We'll have you next here, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Can we get a mammy?
Mammy.
We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to American gypC Podcast. You can follow us on all social media platforms.
And you can also find our podcast on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other ones. Sorry, can't think of them off the top. But also on social at American gypC, gypC spelled GYPC, as well as YouTube, American gypC YouTube channel. And we also have our merch on luamlee.com. That's LUAMLEE.com. Everything will be in the description. And we also have social for that at luamlee. And that's a wrap. Oh, as well as klaccik.com, KLACCIK.com for our website service, graphics, and photography, and all of that. So that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to American gypC Podcast. See you guys next time.